Good evening, everybody. Good evening. How is everybody doing today? Hopefully, everybody is doing well. Welcome to the live stream, guys. We are doing something very different today, so hopefully, everybody's doing well. Let me just ping everybody in the Discord. With Danmachi Fanfic reading, viewer request time. So come hang out. There we go. All right, let's just put it out there on the Discord that we are live right now. And we'll also put it on Twitter that we are live right now as well. Live right now. Come hang out. There we go. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Just putting it out there. There we go. Very nice. Any Don Memo today or just reading? Probably just reading. We might do some Don Crow later on as well, just to do my dailies and stuff. But the primary thing we're doing today is going to be reading this fan fiction, as it was a request by Null Void, of course, right? Yes, no, there will be some Don Crow maybe later on. Probably maybe towards the end of the stream, maybe like a half an hour or something. We'll see how long this takes. It's a pretty long one. I didn't realize it was gonna be this long, but we won't read the entire thing, of course, in the stream. Even Null Void said, read as much as possible, which I'm really appreciative on that one. But yes, Panda, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Welcome. But yes, today, we are going to be reading a fan fiction, Danmachi Heart of Alfheim. I've never heard about this one, so this is going to be completely fresh for me as well, so thumbs up there. I obviously said it should be safe for work. It looks like it's going to be safe for work because there is an erotic spin-off. I saw that and I was like, okay, that's kind of interesting. But no, nice stuff there, of course. Let me know if the size is fine. I know that the chat box will be covering some of the text, but I'm gonna try and just, make sure that it's as clear as possible and also not in the way necessarily, right? I want to make sure that is the case, right? How does this work? Okay, that puts it down to like this, and then this is full. Will this be better? I think this will be a little bit better because then you guys can actually read all the text without my face coming in the way or the chat box coming in the way. I think that'll be perfect. Let me just lower my size as well. Just let me reduce my height as well. There we go. And then I can do this as well. 1 second. Just making sure it's a little bit clean, as clean as I can make it be. There we go. Should be perfectly sized and everything. Maxwell, welcome to the stream. How art thou? How is everybody doing today? Hopefully everybody's doing well as well. And I know that this might be a little bit of an oddball stream and not many people may be interested in coming by, but hey, I was given a donation and sponsored to read a fan fiction live on stream. So here we are. Big shout outs to Null Void for, of course, getting this sponsored as well. And yeah, let's cook, I guess. Let us cook, I suppose, and read through this. So just to read the synopsis of the story, it's an elf harem story that starts with Belle saving Riveria's life. The timeline won't change much. Loki familia will be involved with Belle from the beginning, making Hestia's worst impulses flare up as new events change an older, more emotional Belle. The main 4 women in his life will be Riveria, Aina, Ryu, and Alicia, and then Aura, Laurier, and Eyes will come later. Unsure about Philvis and Lafia. I assume this was made... When was this made? This was published in 2021, which... I think this might have been before Sword Oratoria 11 and 12, I want to say. Let me just check. I think it might have been after the events of 11, so it's quite fascinating. Well, it might have been before 12, actually. I think this might have been before 12. No, it was after the release of 12. So maybe this is an anime watcher, maybe, potentially, or an early light novel reader, potentially. So maybe they've not been able to do it. Good story. How have you guys already read this? Okay, clearly you've read it already. Aura and Laurier, some of you guys may not know who they are. Laurier is one of Hermes' very own members, if I'm not mistaken, right? Not very prominent, appears here and there a little bit, but primarily is somebody who just appears on the sidelines a little bit. You see her I think you see her in season 3, actually, in the first episode itself, I think, for a little bit. But yeah, she's not very present. She's not overtly present necessarily. And Aura as well, not somebody who's, necessarily too present as well, but again, somebody who's well known for being part of the Dionysus Familia, especially if you've seen Sword of Rotoria 11, of course, right? So yeah, absolutely there. So yeah, man, I've read so many fan fictions, it is not good. I thought you meant like this story is not good. I was like, you said it's a good story, and then you're saying it's not a good story. I've read fan fictions, and honestly, I've kind of stopped reading a lot of fan fictions. Right now, the only fan fictions I'm reading are some Harry Potter ones from this one author, Walk Fried Ice. So good, so wholesome, so really good fan fiction, in all honesty. Very enjoyable, very, very enjoyable. Alright, let's see here. Amori said for a new girl, let's use an elf. Kind of lazy for me. Some good characters are elves, but it's just we got more varied elves, races, like more Prums, Beastfolk, and Dwarves. I mean, elves are easy pickings, you know, and also they're the most present and easy to kind of, especially because of how pure Belle is. It fits in with that whole elf theme necessarily. I agree, some other, you know, races, especially dwarves, I think would be kind of cool. Maybe if they had like a Tsubaki sister or something like that from the Hephaestus family. That way, you don't only have Welf as a connection, but also Tsubaki's sister or something along those lines as a connection to Belle as well, right? So I think that would have been cool as well, potentially. But anyways, I mean, Welf is a good rep from the Hephaestus family no matter what anyways, but I'm just pointing it out as an example. Maybe Garrett's sister or something, I don't know. If it was Garrett's sister, she would be very old anyways, and questions would rise from that point, but yes. Crazy how elves are most present when they're supposed to be the most shut-in race. Again, I just think it fits in well with the whole Belle being that pure, wholesome, kind-hearted individual, and that just attracts the elves to him more so than anything else, you know? But okay, let's start reading through this now. Let's see what we cook here. Gamer, hello, mate. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, Danmachi Heart of Alfheim. So let's read through the summary now. Hello. First off, I do not own Danmachi at all. Please support the original series. The light novels and manga especially are amazing and worth the buy. I wish nothing but the best for Omori and hope his amazing series continues for many years. The main story is a slow burn romance in order to justify the harem and not just give Belle MC privilege. If you want immediate gratification, then there is an erotic spin-off. That series is currently being edited. This fanfiction is an elf story, elf harem story that starts with Belle saving Ruairi's life. The timeline won't change much until after floor 18. However, Loki Familia will be involved with Belle from the beginning, making Hesia's worst impulses flare up as new events change and older, much more emotional Belle. We've already read this part, so that's not too surprising there. I think also, by the way, you say how are elves the most prominent? I think it's because they're the most technically able and skilled beings, right? Because of the inherent magic that they learn from their clans and stuff like that and their families, right? Their ancestries tend to be picked up easily by a lot of the familiars, hence why they're so present. And of course, they have their own motives for being in familiars, of course, each of them, and as a result, you see them being very prominent as a result of that, right? Hence why you see Ryu in the familiar, you see Lafia, Riveria, Alicia, you know, and so on and so forth, all of them being a part of a familia because they're technically able and skilled enough to be easily picked up by familiars like that, basically, right? So I think that's another reason why that's the right thing. They most likely survive the dungeon. Yeah, they're basically the most, they have the greatest base level, basically, out of all the races, I feel. Outside of maybe you could say dwarves, I think dwarves, them, and you could maybe make an argument about, say, beastmans. They are like the best, you know, and most able beings to, you know, get going effectively, because humans, obviously, we know they don't have the strengths and prowesses, and Amazonesses, of course, I should mention that. I feel like these 3 or 4 races are obviously the most prominent because of the fact that they are just technically able. Hence why we do see quite a few dwarves, we see quite a few beastmen, we see quite a few Amazonesses as well, and we see quite a few elves. The reason for that is because that's the thing. But Prums have the intelligence. Well, they have the intelligence, but that's because they'll be the supporters more often than not. Hence why Lily was a supporter. Finn got to the point he was because of how much he put into himself. Everybody else was willing to stand by and stuff like that. And we know Finn's backstory as well, is that a lot of the Prum beings didn't want to get themselves involved too much with other stuff and whatnot, and, you know, go out of their way to become something greater. It kind of pulls them back a little bit. Whereas you see the elves, they have a thing to do, they have a thing to prove. Same with the dwarves, same with the beastmen, and so on and so forth. It depends on the personalities and characteristics of each being and race, basically, right? So yeah, I mean, Ishtar familia, you've got the Kali familia as well, the entire of Telskura, right? So yeah, also we're going to be doing a drinking thing as well today, so we might as well do this. I mean, he says it himself, he's an artificial hero, he knows it now. The thing is, right, you can say he's a story excuse for a hero, but that's the thing, he knows it as well. You don't need to keep saying it, considering he knows it as well. This is something that it's been mentioned already in the story as well. And the fact that he says he is a fake hero, basically. An artificial hero is a fake hero. And they even showed it off in the Knights of Fianna story with the older Finn as well. You believe that to be him being evil, but I disagree with that necessarily. I just think it's a misguided hero, basically. It's a very misguided hero, and as a result, a fake hero as a result of that, basically, right? So, yeah, that's just how it is. That's just how it do be. All right, let's start reading this now and continue on. All right. Just an FYI, I do have a strong anti-Hestia bias, so don't get attached, or at least know that going into the fan fiction. You and like, I think 80% of the audience, I feel, to be honest. 80% of the light novel reader audience, I feel. A lot of people have an anti-Hestia bias. I personally, I understand hating on the original Hestia, like volumes 1 to maybe volume 7 Hestia, but I feel like from volume 9, especially volume 8 as well, I feel, especially I think volume 8, especially after the events of the mountain village and stuff, right, with Bridget and stuff like that, right, I feel like Hestia has become a lot better generally as a familiar goddess. Obviously she still has her insecurities and her tendencies, I suppose. Her personality still shows her to be a little bit interesting, let's be real and say that. But I feel like, especially in the more recent light novels, and especially with what's coming up in season 5, you'll see that she's improved massively. Especially, I hope at least the anime shows that. But yes. Alright. Let's read this now. I made Belle almost 2 years older, basically almost 16. He is 16 as of chapter 16. Belle is taller, smarter. I mean, I'd hope he's taller considering he's older. Smarter and more driven towards love. Again, it makes sense. Him being older would make him, one, smarter. He's been through a lot more shit. 2, being driven to love. Obviously, he's now in a better emotional state being older. I agree with this. Making him older, and therefore also this factor of being taller, smarter, and more driven towards love, all makes sense with him being older as well. So this is a good decision made. If he was still 14, I would have been a little bit more hesitant to believe this necessarily, because, again, 14 is just when you're getting into that state of like, oh my god, relationships, love, all that sort of stuff, right? But yeah, that's good. That's good. Aina's an ex-adventure. Okay, that's fine. That's also all right. I'm not too fussy about that, but okay, that I'm okay with that. I want to see more about that before we go into it, of course. Belle has an extra developmental ability, luck. I know he gets it at level 2. How do you earn something that is stated to be divine protection? Okay, fair enough. I mean, all right, that's all well and good. We'll let it cook. We'll let it cook. Thank you for your time, and I hope you like my fan fiction. All right. All right. Meetings of Fate, chapter 1. All right, let's cook now. Let's read this fan fiction properly. Very, very nice. Let me know if the size is all right. If you guys want me to increase the size, I'm more than willing to do so. Let me just do that actually then. 1 second. Let's do this. There we go. Hopefully it should be a little bit better now. There you go. That's actually a lot better on stream. That looks a lot better on stream. Beautiful. All right. All right. With nervous excitement, I was walking towards the gates of the Twilight Manor, the home of Loki Familia, one of the strongest familias in the world. My dream was to always become a hero like stories my grandpa read to me before he died. My first step was to become an adventurer and gain a god's blessing so I could survive in the dungeon. Just gaining a blessing without any training could make you stronger than even the most seasoned warriors without a blessing. After spending half of my savings just to get into the city, a very nice city guard named Hasana helped me with filling out applications, even using a magic stone powered device to take my photo and make copies. However, over the last week, I had been unsuccessfully applying to nearly every single familia in Orario. I was thrown out immediately without even seeing a god. Some familiars wanted money, servants, or you to drink a weird liquid. I wonder if that was Soma. I think that might have been Soma. The only god I met face to face and made my skin, the only god I met face to face made my skin crawl in fear as I realized what he wanted me to do to me. Oh, that was, I think, Apollo. Never mind. That might have been Apollo. That was Apollo, I think. Sorry, never mind. Thankfully, I was able to get out of their manor without an incident. I didn't want to give up my pride or my dream and continued living out to live out of a hotel, draining my pockets and mental state facing constant rejection. After 10 minutes of talking with the guards outside the manor, I was able to finally convince them to get their captain. The whole time I felt a weird sensation of danger coming from a gray-haired werewolf lounging by a tree. When the werewolf saw the one guard going inside, he jumped up instantly and knocked him down and stormed the gate. Alright. What do you want, kid? The anger in the wolf's eyes was palpable. Hello, my name is Belle. I was hoping to talk to your captain or goddess about becoming an adventurer. Alright, let's see. Let's scroll down a little bit here. Why would we accept somebody as weak as you? Get away from my familiar brat. A weakling like you will only get yourself or somebody else get killed. Go home and find your mama. The wolf glared with a smirk on his face as he'd seen the kid's eyes glaze over. Can I at least try to prove myself? It's always been my dream. I said, no, kid. Get away. Please, I begged, holding on my application. All I ask is 5 minutes. Ah, there we go. The werewolf snatches the application from my hands and rips it in two, then grabs me by the collar of my shirt. No. He bared his fangs and tossed the kid out the street. I gripped my sore shoulder, wincing in pain from the impact. Tears fall to the ground in front of me before I stumble to my feet. Anything to put distance between myself and the crazy werewolf before he kills me. Oof. That's tough, bro. That's tough. Technically, some well-trained people can beat a level 1 adventure as seen with gods beating level 2s. And if Crone is a factor, level 7s can be beaten. I mean, it depends on the combat and it depends on the rules and regulations. Of course, if you're trained in a certain manner, like how, you know, they were doing a sumo wrestling competition in Don Crow, then yes, Takemi Kazushi is of course gonna be Totaro, but like, it depends entirely, right? At the end of the day, technique, skill, it does matter at the end of the day. But Belle is not wrong there either necessarily. This author is not necessarily that wrong either. A long green-haired woman stares out of the window from the library. Long pointed ears identified her as an elf, and the robes of royalty obscured her womanly body. Lady Riveria, is everything okay? A blonde elf sitting across from her looked up from her book. She was concerned by the anger contorting her princess's flawless facial features. Riveria noticed Bet's attack on a young boy. She saw a white-headed blur run around the corner. No, Alicia, the wolf just pissed me off. Alright, Riveria bolts out of the library in order to confront Bet and find the kid. Within a minute, she was running out to the courtyard to meet the laughing werewolf. Damn it, Bet, what have you done now? Just taking out the trash. That weak-ass boy had no right coming to our doorstep, Bet chuckled. How would you know, mutt? You started off weak just like everyone else. Shut the hell up, you old hag. The weak will always be weak. That's tough. That is tough. You think Bet would get reprimanded for this stuff? I mean, it always happens. Bet's always been temperamental, and I think the Loki family at this point has kind of accepted it in a way, which doesn't help as well, right? But yeah, Riveria hated being called old. She was 99 years old, and many treat her as elderly, especially among other races. However, by elven standards, she was still a young woman in the prime of her life. Riveria's body tensed up with anger. The audible crack of her knuckles even put a level 5 like Bet on full alert. Seems like I have to house train the puppy before our expedition tomorrow and party tonight at the Houses of Fertility. A blue aura started lighting up around her body. I don't have a newspaper, but the familiar could use an ice sculpture. Bet felt his first stand on edge as the level 6 high elf mage started her ice spell. Fin Bulveter, Crazy Witch. Bet was still the second fastest adventurer in Orario and immediately sprinted away from her. Of course, fastest being Alan, right? Makes sense. Alright, let's see here. The giant blue magic circle dissipated as Riveria cut off the spell. She motioned to the two guards cowering in fear. Go look for that child. Without hesitation, the guards took off down the street. Riveria held her temple until she noticed the 2 pieces of paper on the ground. She bent down to pick it up and found the crudely filled out application for their familiar. Belle Cronell, age 15, no familiar. Distinctive features, white hair, red eyes, raised on a farm. Minor experience with hunting small game. Goal to become an adventurer and hopefully become as strong as a hero of old. Photo attached, basically. Yeah, there we go. Alright, very, very nice. Very good stuff. Time to neuter a dog. Time to go for it, bro. Time to absolutely tear him apart. Time to tear him apart. A smile curled up on her face, saying the photo of a cute human boy in the photo. She lets out a chuckle, reading his goal to be a hero, and pockets a piece of paper into her robes. Good luck, young one. Rivera shook her head out before turning around back inside to go back inside. As expected, the blonde elf had followed her outside. She just walked past without a word and went back to the library. I ran through the random streets to make sure I wasn't followed by the angry wolf. Eventually, I rested my back against a wall in an unknown alleyway in an abandoned part of the city. I stared up at the sky, nursing my sore shoulder, wondering what I was gonna do now with no hope and no money. That was the 50th familiar I'd been kicked out of this week. I even saved the biggest familiar for the last, knowing they wouldn't be accepted, but not being able to prove myself is heartbreaking. I hit my head against the wall. I really don't want to sleep on the streets. There we go. Child, are you looking for a familiar? Huh? Around a corner stood a small girl with black pigtails and a huge chest out of proportion to her body. I blinked slowly, feeling a divine aura emanating around her. She was one of the goddesses that descended to the mortal realm, Genkai. You're a deity? A smile curled up on her face. My name is Hestia. I am a goddess of the hearth. Would you be interested in joining my familia? Tears welled up in my eyes. I got to my knees out of desperation. Yes, goddess, please give me a chance to become an adventurer. No need for that, young one. Why not follow me back to my church? Yes, please, goddess Hestia. Thank you. Just call me goddess. I'm just starting out, so please excuse the living conditions. Unfortunately, even gods have to start from nothing in the mortal realm, but I have a feeling you will turn our luck around. She reaches down for his hand and pulls him up. What's your name? Belle. Tears started flowing down my face as I stood up and stared into her eyes. Alright. Let's see this now. About an hour later, with one flick of a knife, a drop of divine blood falls to my back. The small goddess was straddled over my backside. I was laying in her bed with my shirt off as goddess Hestia begins to etch hieroglyphs, into my back with her ichor. The rundown basement was a step down from the hotel room, but it was a salvation from the streets. However, receiving a blessing from a deity was priceless. Emboldened by this change of fate, I resolved myself to raise the name of my new goddess. I will face the dungeon and buy a home. I will face the dungeon and buy a home worthy for my goddess. There we go. I'm struggling to read already now. That's troublesome. All done. She giggles above Belle and places a piece of paper before him. Belle Cronell, level 1, human age 15, strength, defense, dexterity, agility, magic, all I 0. Magic skill, luck I. Luck, of course, is the first one here. I can't thank you enough, your goddess, for your blessing and for a place to stay. I'll be forever in your debt. Enough of that crying, young man. I have to thank you for being the first to join my familia, Belle. Okay, goddess. You're so cute, tickle tickle. Cut it out, I pleaded, feeling her tiny hands digging into my backside and armpits. We're gonna have a lot of fun together. I just know my lucky little boy will be amazing. She was trying to take his mind off the paper. As far as she knew, development abilities shouldn't appear at level 1, and she wanted to think him at it was normal. Tickle tickle. Goddess. Oh, fine. I'll cut you some slack for today. You will have to go to the guild and get registered and get some starter equipment. A little low on Valis, so we will have to pay it back. I can't allow you to do that, goddess. I will pay it back as soon as I am able. Emboldened by the flame of desire. There you go. The fanfic I was reading, Belle was part of a hunting party and was rejected since he was still a diamond a dozen despite his combat experience. Crazy, really. Oof. Alright, let's continue on here. Belle, what is it that you want to desire to accomplish as my first familiar member? When I was a child, my grandpa used to always read the stories of the Age of Heroes. I was to become strong like them to make my dream a reality. Like them and I wish to become strong like them and make that dream my reality. Okay, there was a bit of a grammatical error. That's all right. My face reddened. Sounds like you're still a child, Hestia giggled. I'm not. I will be an adult soon. Okay, Mr. Adult, what else are you looking for, Belle? She questions with a giggle. I guess love. I tilted my head to the side, not noticing the goddess's face brightening up. I scratched the back of my head, though my grandpa always wanted me to start a harem. Belle. Fear started coursing through my body in the face of her anger. I shook my hands back and forth. That's what my grandpa wanted, not me. I would be happy if one woman fell for me. Good, I can tell if you're lying. As the virgin goddess, I won't tolerate your grandpa's perverted dream. I swear, goddess, I wouldn't even know how to do something like that in the first place. I would be happy to find a beautiful elfess to marry. Elf? Goddess recoiled in shock. My face was turning red. I've never seen one until I came to Auraria. I only remembered them from my grandpa's books about the magical fairy race. I've always wanted to... Belle, you pervert. Hestia narrowed her eyes. No. I frantically bowed to her. Goddess, I didn't mean that. Need to stop him from pursuing his grandpa wishes or any else. I want him for myself. Hestia was a bit shocked and agitated. Hestia leaned into his arm, holding it between her breasts. Goddess, I started out. Hestia smiled wide and then leaned her head on his shoulder. There's no rush to start an adventure or go elf hunting. You could always stay here. You might even prefer somebody closer to you who's not an elf. My face is beet red from her small body, feeling her small body all over me. Sorry, Goddess, I really want to go to the dungeon. Alright, I really pulled myself out of grip and put my shirt back on. Fine, go on then, Hestia pouted. And then he headed to the guild headquarters. Alright, it's time to see how well he does the shenanigans in the dungeon. Clearly Bell is the tarnish. I gotta get his waifu eyes. And now I'm putting the fact that Marika looks like eyes into your head. God damn it. Good for Belle to be able to talk like this, more confident but still childishly cute. I hate when they rush the romance like this. In canon, it took Hestia a few weeks to like Belle. That's what I mean. I feel like I get it. I mean, you can always get attracted, but this immediately like this, I want it for myself is a little bit odd, but it's okay, you know. It's fine. I mean, this is where I feel like the anti-Hestia bias is coming in a little bit too strong, I feel, right? Like, don't get me wrong. This Hestia, initially when Hestia, obviously being the only person to join her familia, obviously there will be that initial attraction to this person, but it should be more so an attraction of like, I'm happy that this person wants to be a part of my family. And then, of course, you can, you know, fall in love and, you know, develop that infatuation / crush / romantic feelings at a later point, which was what happened with Hestia anyways, right? After a point. Not immediately, but yeah. It is what it is. As the noonday sun rises on this first day of being an adventurer, I ran down the cobblestone path to the ancient pantheon that houses the guild hall. The guild hall is a giant structure made of marble with an interior of oak. Most of the adventurers were currently in the dungeon, and the guild hall was somewhat empty, except for the receptionists at the counter. I was looking just mesmerized by the architecture. The memories of past heroes and adventures that graced these halls raced through my mind. Next. Just then I was called forth by a beautiful half-elf receptionist. She had light brown hair, green color, emerald color eyes with protruding but rounded elf ears. She was wearing a black form-fitting guild uniform that showed off her ample curves. I found myself staring a little too long, which did not go unnoticed by the half-elf. Can I help you, or are you going to continue to be a pervert, young man? The woman stared, annoyed. My face became red as a tomato. I don't know why it's a tempo. And went into a low bow to apologize. I'm sorry. I've never talked to an elf before. You are very beautiful. I might be flattered if you were actually looking at my ears. Aina teases. He is pretty cute. I hope he's not here to become an adventurer. Sorry. Aina shook her head. How about we start over? Are you new to Aurario? I nodded back, still red in the face, sorry. Yes, my name is Bel Cornell. I just recently traveled to the city and finally managed to gain the blessing of Goddess Hestia. I was told to register at the guild and try to get starter gear so I could go into the dungeon. Okay. Are you sure you want to be an adventurer? Aina grimaced in pain. Don't get me wrong, I'm here to help, but just that you look sort of innocent and the dungeon is a very dangerous place. Yes, miss. It is my dream to be an adventurer. I will do my best to stay alive. I tried to reassure her. Okay then, she said with a hint of sadness. My name is Aina Tuel. I can be your advisor. I will need you to follow me to back room to fill out some paperwork as well as train you on the first floor. Alright, let's take a look at this. After a few minutes, we were seated across from one another on comfy sofas in the training room. I finished my adventure registration and signed a contract for some starter equipment. Short sword and a chess piece for 10,000 valas. Miss Aina, do I need to take a class too? I really want to get into the dungeon, I said eagerly. Yes, Belle, twice a week I need you to come to the guild to learn about the dungeon. You are way too young to get yourself killed. By the records for Goddess Hestia, you are her only adventurer and you need to take it slow. Is it really that dangerous, Miss Aina? Yes, Belle. People die almost every day in the dungeon. Some bodies are recovered and brought to the surface. Many more are never recovered by the monsters in the deep. She was hoping that would scare him out of his career choice. I am willing to learn everything you have to teach. Aina painfully forced herself to smile. Okay, Belle, I will teach you about the first floor. If you want me to give you permission for floor 1, you will have to complete my training. Understood. I prepared myself for a grueling training session with Aina. Over the next few hours, we received maps of floor 1 and commonly used strategies for dealing with goblins and kobolds. She even handed me a test I had to score 90% or above to pass, understanding their strengths and weaknesses. It was a difficult test, only made harder by the way she watched so intently, unaware that she was trying to prevent me from going into the dungeon with flirting. Aina gave up. She couldn't break his resolve to go into the dungeon. She walked me to the front desk. Belle, it's almost evening. I will clear you for the first floor. Please don't push your luck. You are just starting out. Be safe and take it slow. Just go down for an hour to get your bearings. Say, yes, Miss Aina. I smiled wide, sensing her concern. I don't want to miss that next training session. You better not, Aina ordered. Belle, just call me Aina when we're alone. Thank you, Aina. My heart started beating heavily as I walked out of the guild hall, finally excited to step into the dungeon and take my first steps as an adventurer. Alright, let's see here. Alright. Interesting story though. Wait, let's see here. She would be like Mama Rose in Wrong Way to Use Magic, Healing Magic, Little Bit Training into the new adventures. Yeah, short sword's better than a knife. I agree. I always said this. I would have preferred if we're coming back to that Hestia knife. We've said this before as well. I would have loved if the Hestia knife had an extra mechanic of being able to change shape and form, which I think would have been sick, in all honesty. I think that would have been so cool, and it would have given Belle such an added advantage as a character, in my opinion. I think it would have been very cool. Alright, let's see here, basically, now. Let's carry on. Wow, nothing more than 3 hours. Wow, 3 hours all alone. The loud voice of her pink-haired human friend called Misha called out from behind her. Did you escape out on training and make it a date? Huh? Aina's eyes go wide and as her cheeks go pink. Belle is new and is the only one in the familiar. I don't want him to die. Belle already. Sounds like you have a crush, Misha teases and runs away before Aina could catch her. Aina stopped immediately, seeing her team leader Rose walking up to her. Rose was a beautiful red-haired werewolf in her late 20s. Sorry, Rose. Like I care, Aina. Rose leaned over the counter, resting her chest against her forearms. Nice that you spent so much time training him. However, I don't want you to get attached like Maris. I would advise you to keep a professional relationship with him. That boy won't last long in there. He will not die, Aina stood resolute. Please, I don't see an ounce of muscle on him. The dungeon is gonna swallow him up. I'll not let that happen, Rose. Aina pouts, turning her head. Want to make a bet? Rose looks up at the stunned Aina. The hall was quieter and many of the women's interests were piqued. 1 month, 3 months, 2 months. No, weeks. Ugh. Aina was shaking the counter. Crunches were coming from the wood in the grip. Stop! Why? Rose rolled her eyes. Adventurers go in there out of greed. Even if he does well, he will come out a smug asshole. I will beat 6 weeks because you're training him. If it was Sophie, then I would bet 6 days. Damn. No, that's crazy. At her limit, Aina pulled out her large coin pouch. 6 months, he will not die. Her face went a deep red when she's seen the smirks of the women all around her. Brother, we've not even been 6 months. We're barely 6 months in the actual story. Alright. And yet playing as Belle in Dragon's Dogma is super OP because Thief is broken. I'm honestly sad Rose doesn't get more screen time, because even if she's supposed to be the entire boss, well, I mean, yeah, but she makes her appearance in, obviously, Sword of Rotoria. And the thing is, Sword of Rotoria, the need for the guild advisor or just the guild leader role is not as required. I agree, as the guild leader for all the advisors, the leader of all the advisors, obviously being like basically like a deputy manager to Royman and stuff, right? She should be seen a little bit more, but yeah, I mean, we see Royman enough to the point where Rose's role is kind of like, it's not required, because you see the advisors, you see Royman, the in-between is not necessarily that required, outside of course, in the case of the Loki familia and stuff as well, right? High above Auraria, on the top floor of Babel, a certain goddess of beauty was staring out of the open window, observing the people walking the streets. She swished a glass of red wine. I don't have red wine, but I have vodka and coke. That's close enough, right? Around in her ad, still depressed after her unfruitful trip to the Cayos desert. Sensually dressed in her black form-fitting dress with red flower-like frills, open in the middle, leaving almost nothing to the imagination. When will I find my odor? I just want to hold him again and take him back to Tenkai for eternity. She says, depressed, and takes a sip of wine. Freya continues scanning over the city with her magical eyes to observe the souls of mortals walking the streets. No, definitely not. Maybe. No. Freya glided her hands along the rail, watching the foot traffic coming from the guild. Whoosh! All of a sudden, a white blinding flash of light filled her vision. It was so bright that it dimmed the sun in her eyes for a moment until she focused her gaze. She found the pure white soul of a young white-haired boy heading off to the dungeon. She felt a tightness in her chest, with it the feelings of love at first sight. His soul was perfect, but the container holding his soul was not that strong. I must have him, but at this time I should take my time. I do not want to change that flawless soul like my dear Ali. Freya reminisced to the princess she let go in the desert. Otar! Or she addressed her giant bodyguard. Yes, Lady Freya, what is your desire? Otaro walked out to the window and places an arm on his chest and bows. And bows. I said bows right properly. I think I said it. I want you to gather all the information on that white-haired child heading into the dungeon, Freya said with a salacious smile on her face. Otaro asks, looking out the window, my apologies, my lady. Are you sure you don't want me to go grab him now? It would be no trouble. I love how Otaro's like, I can, just go kidnap him. It's not that hard, I mean, he's just a kid. I'm like 8 foot tall. He's like probably at most 5 feet something. Come on now. Alright. The problem with a lot of factions is that there are no breaks, just constant scene to scene. Need to slow down, young aspiring writers. Flesh out your scenes, be descriptive. I agree with this. This is already very frustrating to me. I'm not gonna lie. I'll say so far, I'll read this in this section first and then I'll say what I like and don't like about this so far. I'm not even, I don't know if you guys can see it on the, no, you guys can't see it. This chapter, I'm not even a quarter of the way through the entire page. I'm not even a quarter of the way through this page. This is a very long chapter 1. This is a very, very long chapter 1. Don't get me wrong, I'm okay with long chapters. In fact, if I'm just reading very casually, if I'm in bed or something, and if I'm engaged, sure, I'm willing to read it, but at a point, even I'm gonna get tired of reading it. Honestly, don't get me wrong, I think this is a good story so far. Just generally having a look over it, but I can tell, like, this should have been split up into more chapters. Let me just, can I bookmark this section or something? I don't know. I don't remember how to use fanfiction on fanfiction.net on PC. I've not done it on PC. I read on mobile, right? I'll try and come back to this point. But, okay, I mean, I can just say it because I remember the numbers. It's 300,000 words across 22 chapters. That 22 chapters should have been more like 80 chapters, 90 chapters. It should have been split up into more. But, yeah. Well, Amori does long chapters, but he balances it out with short chapters as well. Like, and also a light novel only has like 7 chapters. You're expecting me to basically read this entire thing effectively in one go, rather than making it into separate parts or just generally condensing, making sure there's a blend of long and short chapters. Who's gonna stop Otaro? I mean, exactly, that's what I mean. Like, brother, my guy, who's gonna stop him? Nobody can stop him. What's anybody gonna do, No, not this time. I want to watch him grow. I do not wish to cloud that beautiful soul, and he seems to have already joined a familiar. I want to see him grow and pluck him when the fruit ripens. Freya glided her fingers across her lips sensually. Otaro, could you leave me to my privacy for a little bit? Yeah, no, I ain't, we ain't reading this next section because that is very concerning. And that is definitely not safe for work, so we're gonna just swiftly move along. Now let's read this part. I took a deep breath, fortifying my mind and heart for the future as I prepared to descend the stairs under Babel. As I walked through Babel Tower to the dungeon entrance, I noticed raid parties of every race that graced Genkai, or Gekai, they mixed up the two basically, exiting the depths of the dungeon. Elves, dwarves, various animal people races, and humans. I smiled in admiration before I started my descent down the staircase. I pushed up against the side as a group of strong-looking and beautiful women walked upwards from the dungeon. My face went deep red. The party consisted of 2 Amazons that looked like twins with the exception of their hair and bust size. An emotionless but godly beautiful blonde with a rapier and another blonde elf walked alongside her. My heart rate was picking up rapidly as they passed. Clear the way, human! The elf woman's angry voice was like a punch to the heart. I stood aside, confused as to why she seemed angry. I heard giggling from the Amazons and a wandering gaze from the blonde girl. Lafia, you don't have to be so mean to fellow adventurers, especially to a cute little rookie like him. Skinnier Amazon leans her head back casually. Miss Fiona, I don't want perverts eyeing you all up, especially weak ones like him. Lafia, please calm down. You're gonna become like Bet at this rate by being so overprotective. The twin with the bigger chest smirked. Lafia looked horrified by the accusation. Fiona, that might be a little bit harsh. Let's go cash in our monster crystals already. Eyes and getting impatient for some Jagamaru snacks. Tione teases eyes with a playful nudge. Or Tiona, I assume that means. I think that they wanted to make that by Tiona, that line. A cute acknowledgement comes from the blonde knight. Hope he's safe down there. One thing I will say, by the way, speaking of the whole long chapters thing, right? One of the things that would be very nice, right, is if you do shorter chapters, you will see your mistakes far more easily. Like, I know that this isn't a major thing. I know a lot of fanfic writers. The fanfic that I'm reading right now from Harry Potter, like I said, there are small things that you can, you still see some small errors here and there. But I feel like when it comes to smaller, like, chapters as a whole, you tend to notice these issues and, iron them out very easily with shorter chapters. Whereas with longer chapters, it becomes a lot more problematic, basically. So basically, Otarl is the Kool-Aid man. Can't stop him. He just walks through your walls, basically. I mean, realistically, yes. All right. Yeah, but basically what happened to Bride. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Yeah, basically. But I assume this is even after Zeus and Hera passed away. I mean, their familiars got decimated. And their familiars effectively got exiled. There are still other familiars that were on that same level nonetheless. A few minutes later, I hopped off the last marble stair onto the black dirt floor of the dungeon. I did not notice any monsters in the immediate area. Most likely this path was kept constantly clear. Or consistently clear. I wandered to the next room near the staircase and spotted a green mass shifting through the floor. I recognized it from my childhood. It was a goblin. Goblin Slayer scene incoming now. And imagine. The goblin was about 3 foot tall and its body was a dark green color with big yellow eyes and sharp claws. The goblin noticed that he wasn't alone. It turned to face me, mashing its teeth intimately. At first I was alarmed, remembering a memory of when I was 8 years old. I was cornered by a goblin outside my village. I would have died that day if my grandpa didn't beat the beast into a pulp. Note 1. Alright, we'll have to read that note later on. Arr. The goblin growled violently as it approached confidently, sensing a lone greenhorn. Shing! I pulled out the short sword and pointed at the green goblin. I will prove to my grandpa and myself that you don't hold power over me. The goblin has... I was trying to understand if I missed a word there, but no. Yeah, you don't hold power over me is supposed to be the way to go. Again, like I said, can clean out more of these minor errors if you do shorter chapters. The goblin hesitated for my sudden burst of confidence. I raised my blade and charged towards the goblin at a speed I could never hope to achieve before the blessing, landing a powerful downward slash upon its right shoulder. I thought I had won. The goblin let out a pain cry and was profusely bleeding from the cut. However, I underestimated and dropped my guard. The goblin sensed weakness and lashed out with his claws towards my chest piece. A loud grinding screech rang as the claws scraped along the metal, leaving a scratch mark. I felt the impact in my chest, but I pushed past the pain and parried the goblin's next blow with an upwards guard. The goblin's arm was instantly amputated. Thinking fast, I finished it off by plunging the short sword deep into the goblin's head. Its body went limp and fell backward to the floor. The body didn't disappear into ash. The stone was still intact. I took out a secondary knife and carefully plunged into the chest of the goblin. I was able to separate the stone from its body. The goblin disappeared into ash a few seconds later. I held a small valid-sized magic stone between my claw fingers before noticing a dull shine to my left side. A goblin claw? Yo, YG, what's up? And good evening, user. What's up, mate? Gonna be honest, I haven't read fanfiction since I was a kid. I just read novels now. This is interesting to see. It reminds me of like 24 years ago. Yes, I read fanfiction before Google existed. Back when we had the anime web turnpike to find anime sites. And we had dial-up. I don't read as much fanfiction as I used to. Like, there used to be a time where I would just be going through the same, like, I would go through, like, the most popular fanfictions that were updated recently and just scroll through them. And I would do it for, like, Naruto, Harry Potter, Dragon Ball, Danmachi, and stuff like that. But now I'm just reading this one author's fanfictions, and otherwise I'm primarily playing games or reading other books or mangas and stuff like that primarily. But yeah, and the only reason why I read this author's fanfictions are because I really enjoy them. I'm a big Harry Potter guy, but also because the way they present their stories is so nice, I feel. Very, very nice, very wholesome. Nothing too crazy, nothing too hard on the soul or anything. So it's really nice, in all honesty. It's very, very nice. I did it, Grandpa. A tear finally fell down my cheek. Finally, I killed the goblin. I was so happy that from the small victory that I bolted out of the dungeon after tell Goddess. As fast as my new status allowed, I ran up the stairs full of excitement. Goddess, I did it! I shouted out loud, running out of Babel Tower, completely ignoring the group of women I met earlier. Wow, that is precious. So cutie celebrating his first victory. Tiona giggled along with her sister Tione. Lafia had a strange smirk on her face. She never expected he would ignore them. She found the twins' laughter to be infectious until she saw eyes lost in thought, watching him run to the west. Oh, not that impressive. Whatever, Tione rolled her eyes. Let's go home. I want to get the captain drunk tonight. Tione doing Tione things with Finn, of course. Oh, of course. As the sun was setting, I ran into the old ruins where the abandoned church was located. I was so excited that about killing the goblin that I started reenacting the movement from next to my sofa. 30 minutes later, I was about to take up my armor when I heard the footsteps of a goddess coming down the stairs. Belle, I am home. I brought some potato stacks for dinner. All right, I cheerfully picked up the jagamaru and started eating the extremely popular and cheap snack item only made in Orario. I began to tell goddess of my training sessions with Aina. Hestia pouted jealously, crossing her arms. Me and Belle spending all day with her flirting with a half-elf. I thought you were in a rush to get into the dungeon. Goddess, Miss Aina is my advisor. She was concerned about my safety going in the dungeon alone. She spent all day teaching me about the first floor. She helped me take a loan for my new equipment and showed me the facilities for adventurers at the guild. Fine, better be professional, Hestia muttered in a low voice. She instantly changed the subject when Belle was confused towards her. So did you go into the dungeon, Belle? Yes, goddess. I noticed, I nodded my head vigorously with a smile on my face. I went down and killed a goblin. I was so excited I was able to face one that I was raised back to tell you. Alright, let's see this. Yes, goddess, I nodded, a goblin, as in the weakest monster in the entire dungeon, note one. Yes, one of them nearly killed me as a kid, so I've always been scared of them. I was finally able to kill one just like Grandpa. Just one, eh? You just only killed one goblin and ran out of the dungeon to see me, she said, giggling, expecting more. Has he asked with a confused smirk on her face? I don't like this. I'm not a big fan of this. I feel like this is something Hestia wouldn't have done, in my opinion. This is way out of order from Hestia in this iteration. I'm not a big fan of this. This is the, again, I don't like this. I get it that you don't like Hestia, that's fine, but there's also a way to do it, you know? I don't like this because this just feels a little bit unnecessarily harsh. But alright, it is what it is. We'll continue on. You gotta look up to someone different, young Belle. Guy whose name is Goblin Slayer. Yeah, that's it. He actually did that in the crossover. Yeah, pretty much. The fanfic with the dungeon debuffing adventures who entered give a good reason why Belle left immediately. He was barely standing. Yeah, I mean, that is fine. Again, I don't mind. Oh, look, I don't mind the fact that Belle came out of the dungeon killing one goblin because obviously there was that PTSD factor from when he was younger, which is nice. And I think that was a good approach to go with. I don't like Hestia's response necessarily here because this doesn't sound like what Hestia's response would have been anyways. Considering we know even at the start with, whenever Belle would go into the dungeon even once and come back out, she would be absolutely all over him, taking care of him, making sure that he's okay. And, you know, even if it's a small thing, she would be extremely happy with whatever Belle brought back home, right? I don't know if this is fair enough on Belle, to be honest. Soon I realized how insignificant my victory of the goblin had been. My chest sunk inwards that my achievement was nothing worth celebrating. Goddess, I'm sorry to disturb you. I'm going back into the dungeon. I bow my head and race out of the church. Wait, Belle, don't go. Hestia jumped on her feet to stop him, but Belle had already vanished before she completed the sentence. Dumb. I don't want him getting hurt, but he wants to impress that half-elf woman. I will not let her have him. I'll make it up to him and keep him for myself. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is a bit harsh, in all honesty, personally. But okay, it is what it is. Brother, we're only halfway through this fanfic, bro. I'm gonna lie, this is a very long chapter. I didn't even realize how long this was. Hostess of Fertility. Mamma Mia, the party with the, with Nia reservation is here, I assume. Anya, brown-haired cat girl, calls out to the large dwarfish proprietor. They better keep my kitchens busy. Relax, Mamma Mia. A slim red-haired woman wearing a black tracksuit entered the bar in front of a huge group. Her garments were only unique to Tenkai, the realm of the gods. I brought just about everybody in my familiar to celebrate before the expedition. Make sure to do that. They do, Loki. I didn't close down the hostess just to serve appetizers and water. Such a fine hostess. Alright, kiddos, let's get some grub. The trickster goddess ushered her familia of over 100 into the bar. They combined as many tables as possible to fit everyone close to the center. A blonde Palom, sometimes referred to as a halfling or prum, stood up on his chair to address the familia. His diminutive stature didn't take away from his status as the captain of one of the strongest familias in the world. Findim, Elias Braver, was dressed in an extravagant yellow vest with purple trousers. Finn raised a mug of ale to build the morale of his familia. The whole Loki familia raised their glasses to imitate him. Everyone drink up and have fun tonight. Tomorrow we are deep diving into the dungeon and we will not see Orario for at least 2 weeks. We will attempt to write our legacy into the history books and see what is waiting for in the depths past floor 58. All right. The Hestia bias kind of turns me off to the story. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Even I'm not liking it that much, to be honest. But I'm willing to see the rest of this chapter out. I'm not gonna probably read more than one chapter because I didn't realize it was gonna be this long, to be honest. We've not even read half of the chapter. That's insane, you know. Gulp. The celebration started to kick off as the waitresses furiously tried to keep the drinks and food incoming. Loki Familia was a mixture of all races sitting as one, joking and teasing their friends, veterans explaining the horrors of the deep-dwelling monsters and battle plans. The Familia continued to drink heavily as the perverted trickster started to creep up on the blonde swordsman. Bang! The blonde smacked her goddess over the head with the plate to stop her from groping her breasts. The women of the Loki family all knew all too well of Loki's perversions. Loki pouted with her tears in her eyes. Why, Ice Poo? Don't touch me. Ice gave the goddess the cold shoulder. But you're my favorite, Ice Tan. Goddess loves trying to touch you. Go away, Loki. Riveria threatened with her stern, muddly tone and her bulging eyes. Mama Elf and Ice Poo are so mean. Loki tilted her head away from him. Loki noticed further down the table that twins were giggling hysterically. What's so funny, girls? Fiona was rocking side to side in her seat with a huge smile. Oh, this cute little white-haired kid killed his first goblin in the dungeon. He was so happy that he ran out of the dungeon like a little rabbit celebrating his accomplishment. Only one, ha! A brown-haired human male overheard from across the room. Quiet, idiot! The older sister shooed him away. It was its first trip, I think. Brings back so many memories. It wasn't Captain level cute, but it was adorable. Tione propped up her head with her hands and focused on the alarmed room captain down the table. Only one goblin, Loki stroked her chin. Wonder if he had a traumatic experience in the past. I mean, again, I'm glad that Loki's got that idea, but this is something even Hestia should. I don't know, man. I'm sorry, but I have to point it out that it feels a little bit weird that Hestia is acting that way, you know. Didn't really ask him. Lafia was mean to him. Tiona gazed down the table. I was not Miss Tiona. He was leering at Miss Eyes inappropriately. He what? Loki shouted. Barely anything, Loki. Tiona rolled her eyes. All he did was blush and stand off to the side as we passed. He was so excited that he didn't even notice the four of us on the way back up. Brings back memories of my first time in the dungeon. Though I guess we were level 3, sis. Weak runs to stay out of the dungeon. The monsters get fat enough feeding on them. Bet you started off weak as long ago. Even with the Falna, we are not immortal. The next generation has to rise up as well. Rivera was still angry at the wolf. Also sounds like the same kid you scared away from the manor earlier, mongrel. That pretty mean of you, Bet. Even for you. Loki eyed the werewolf. Could have at least seen what he had to offer by testing him. Why waste our time on trash? That kid would just get somebody killed. Bet ignored the angry stares and shoved more food into his mouth. Way to kill a party, Bet. All you're gonna do is force Mama to freeze you this time. Loki smirks in the dungeon of Riveria holding her temple. Alright, let's see this. The argument quieted down and Loki family continued to drink and eat into the night. The familiar were collectively getting drunker and drunker throughout the night. Some of the lower level familiar members, or those without abnormal resistance, started to stumble back to the manor in groups. Riveria was constantly on guard for any attempts by Loki to get Ice drunk the whole time, barely able to enjoy herself. Tiona Lafia, please take Ice back home. I don't want Ice to fall for one of Loki's tricks. Okay, Mama Riveria. As Lafia and Tiona responded in union and walked Ice back home to the Twilight Manor. No fair, Riveria, Loki pouted. Shut up, Loki. I will not allow you to take advantage of her or any girl under my care. Nor do I want Ice to destroy my pub by getting drunk. You know what happened last time. Fine. Riveria, do you want some water? Alright. Alright, Loki, but you better not try to trick me or I'll break your legs so you can't escape the gods for the next 2 weeks. Scary Mama Elf. Loki walked away to the pub counter where Mia was refilling drinks. Loki, can you ask the waitress for your orders? Mia stared annoyed at the trickster. I have a special request, Mia. She lowered her voice to a whisper. Riveria is stressing out over the expedition tomorrow. Could you make an alcoholic beverage that looks, smells, and tastes like water? I'll pay extra. Damn. Look at this cook. Look at her cook. Got a call. What did I miss? We were just talking about Hestia a little bit more. That's it. And not much. Loki, obviously, Loki and the rest of the familiar talking a bit about Belle and stuff like that, and they're doing shenanigans at the Hostess of Fertility right now. Fine, Loki, but you're responsible. You better take care of her before I close up in the next hour. What do you want? Just an ale, Mia. Don't worry, I'll take care of Mama. Mama Mia couldn't send something wasn't right. She made the special drink. She ended up spiking Loki's drink as well. Here you go, Loki. She handed out the drinks to the distracted goddess. Within the next hour, a drunk Tione chased after a sober Finn, screaming she wants to carry his babies. The dwarf co-captain Gareth was hammered and all alone with the passed out Beth and Loki. He stumbled out of his chair and picked up both of them in his huge muscly arms. Swear nobody can hold their drink. Good night, Mia. Yeah, get going, Landrock. Need to clean up this mess. Nobody noticed a certain green-haired high elf Fluffy walk out of the hostess earlier. Riveria felt sick, nauseous, and dizzy. Damn you, Loki. She held her head, trying to send herself make it home. Where am I? Uh-oh. Oh, no. A couple of men that tried to get into the hostess earlier noticed the high elf prince all alone in the alley. She was intoxicated and barely keeping it together. The huge grin curled up on the leader's face. Time to make a fantasy come true. Uh-oh. He gleefully led his subordinates towards Riveria. Well, isn't this a sight? An elven prince, drunk and alone. I can't even stand up straight. Riveria clutched her head in pain. Who are you? Stay away. Don't worry, Lady Nine Hells. We were just seeking some entertainment. Your familiar's arrogance got in our way. Maybe you could make it up to us by disrobing, Princess. If you take even one step, I will kill you, Riveria threatened in a weak voice. Well, a level 6 sure is scary. However, in your condition, I doubt you can overpower us, Princess. I always thought my descendants were worth of royalty. The man chuckled as he got closer to the fearful Riveria. Help! Riveria screamed out loud, holding the side of her head, swinging her staff side to side to keep the three men back. Her vision was fading quickly. Elves had a low tolerance to alcohol, but Rivera's tolerance was even worse. She often got dizzy just showing up to a party at the hostess. Being tricked into consuming a beverage was giving her a throbbing migraine, which was draining her consciousness. Oof. Loki notices everything. Case in point, you remember her remembering details from Volume 1 of Danmachi, the Ganesha event? Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I think a lot of people who don't especially read Sword Art Toria, right, and only make fan fictions based on the main light novel, probably approach Loki very wrong, because I think the problem is also in Sword Art Toria, you get to see more of the actual Loki, the proper, well-developed Loki, whereas in the main series, you do see Loki as well, no denying that, but it feels, obviously in Sword Art Toria, it's seen at a better, to a better degree, and mannered way. The only thing I don't know about this is, of course, she should have abnormal resistance, I assume, right? I don't remember Riveria's skills, but she should have abnormal resistances. Let me just check. I'm probably not sure on this one. Because, yeah, I know ice can't handle her drink, and they mentioned it in the story, but I'm pretty sure Riveria should also have abnormal resistance. Should help her with her drinking. Technically. Am I wrong? I think I might be wrong. Yeah, no, I don't think she has abnormal resistance, I don't think. No, she does. She does have abnormal resistance. Yeah, so it even says that she's ranked G, basically. So she should have nothing affect her, but okay, I guess it doesn't count. Yeah, but still, with abnormal resistances, you should still be able to be in a better position here. A little banged up with scrapes and bruises, did little to change my spirit as I walked down the western road. I was smiling happily after managing to kill 5 more goblins and 2 kobolds. The rattle of the Valis in my backpack made me feel excited about the future. Now I had officially started my dream career. I passed the expensive adventure pub, the hostess of fertility. I wish I could afford to eat there. Here the food is amazing. One thing at a time, Belle. Help! I was lost in thought until I heard a desperate voice of a woman weakly crying out for help. I was rushed as fast as I could to the voice. Out of the corner of my right eye, I noticed a group of 3 men encircling a woman. She was barely able to hold them off in her condition. Get off her! I shouted at the top of my lungs. Or I assume this is supposed to be Belle's POV, anyways. But yeah, Riveri passed out, hearing those words echo through her heart. Leave or die, runt. The leader was bent down on one knee above the woman. No, leave her alone. God damn it! You two shut his ass up now. The leader ordered his 2 subordinates. The 2 henchmen were hesitant to go along with the leader, but complied with his orders. Both of them pulled a blade and lunged forward towards Belle. My mind was telling me I was going to die here, but some instinctual feeling compelled me to see this through. With all my strength, I lunged forward and locked my sword with the bigger man's sword. Surprisingly, we were nearly even. Sting thud. The second attacker whirled around his friend and landed a riot kid. The first attacker backed up his strength, thinking the kid was dead. Both were stunned to hear the metallic sound of the knife hitting armor under the coat. I pushed past through the pain in my chest with a battle cry, but before both men could rally and continue the assault, I pressed upward and parried the bigger man upwards with my blade and followed through by bringing the pommel end down on the second man's skull. The smaller man collapsed onto the friend. The defeat of his friend angered the bigger man. He fiercely swung his blade, narrowly missing cutting the kid in two. He was angry and lunged forward recklessly. I was able to deflect the blade away from my body. The man lost his balance and stumbled forward. As I brought my short sword down along his backside, his scream of pain didn't deter me from wanting to end the fight. As the man got back up, I jumped and kicked him in the face. Yeah, I do find it interesting that some of the only gods that Loki likes are imperfect or just very kind. Yeah, that is true. If this is a boost of Falna for Belle, but still, how is Belle able to fight the elf? I don't think any of them are elves. None of them are elves. As far as I know, none of them are elves, unless I missed it in the text. No, it's just men. They're none of them. They don't specify if they're elves or anything. I think these are just regular humans, basically, or at least basic adventurers, early adventurers, probably at most. I don't think any of them are elves. What is an elf? Where? Where does it say? One second. Did I miss it? One second. No, the leader was bent down. The leader ordered us to observe. The two henchmen were hesitant to go along. The second attacker, but before men. No, it doesn't mention anywhere that they're elves. I got the impression, but yeah, there's no impression of it. They're not elves. None. They don't mention it being elves, so it's unless it's specified, we're gonna assume that they're humans, basically. I thought, the man collapsed, hitting his head on a cement wall. Well, aren't you the resilient little hero? The man was furious that he befriended such incompetent people in his familia. You will not interrupt my destiny. I will send you to hell. The cloak leader launched himself with incredible speed. He was out for blood, having his one chance to devour the high elf interrupted. You will die. Clang. My arms rattled under the extreme impact on my body. I was surprised that the blade even held up from the man's devastating attack. Oof, I felt a powerful blow and hit in my stomach. I staggered back to my knees. My vision was going blurry from the gut punch. Sensing he was prepared to finish me, I desperately raised my blade to try and parry the blow. The sword jettisoned from my hand. Was jettisoned from my hand as I fell backwards onto my butt. My hand felt something sharp. The goblin cloth had fallen out of my pocket. The man's back was briefly exposing himself. I tossed the claw at his exposed backside. The man turned around thinking it was a sword and swiped to block it. The claw slipped by his blade and surprisingly impaled his left eye. Oh no, there you go. Now this guy is Elven. Yeah, there you go. Now he's Elven. There you go. That makes sense. Yeah, there you go. Now we got the reveal that this guy is an elf. Fair enough. Wow, the man screamed in pain, accidentally pushing back his hood, revealing his elven ears and blonde hair. His status prevented the claw from doing serious damage, but he was unable to see out of that eye. Furious, that man kicked Bell in the chest and sent him flying into the side of the woman, building next to the woman. I was barely able to move, feeling something was broken in my shoulder. I had never experienced pain on this level in my life. Just breathing was difficult. I will have her runt. My heart stopped in terror as the man approached. There was nothing I could do to prevent my death or save the woman behind me. No, this can't be in the end. Please save her. I was helpless as the man's sword was about to be stabbed into my chest. Anyone? At the last second, the man's blade was redirected by a long sword. Woman cloaked in green jumped off the rooftops and saved my life. With a deep voice, she ordered, "Get out of here, now!" Yes, I got up. I heard another clang behind me as I rushed over to the... That's Ryu, of course, saving... Riveria and Belle there. I hope my savior will be okay. I get her to safety and come back with help. I was having trouble supporting her weight with my sore body. I limped up to the House of Fertility. To my surprise, I was greeted by a silver-haired human woman in a green waitress uniform. Supporting the weight of the intoxicated green-haired elf as I limped to the entrance of the House of Fertility. To my surprise, I found a silver-haired girl in a green... I knew definitely didn't read the story. And although don't know the elf's name, god damn it, that's all good. Inside, hurry! I need to get help for her. Don't worry, we will deal with them. Please bring her inside and lie her down on one of the boots. Green cloaked female elf immediately barged into the bar. A second later, her clothes were stained with the blood of another person. Removed was about to say something, but was immediately cut short by the thundering footsteps of a giant dwarf storming out of the kitchen. What is that? That racket late in the night? Mia yells out. Mia, this kid brought in a Riveria. Looks like they were attacked and we took care of them. Who's Riveria? Fine, get cats to take those bastards to the city guards. Get them healed up, Ryu. Loki's gonna get a bill or a fist in the morning. Let me heal you. The song of a now distant forest, the nostalgic song of life. Please bring mercy to please bring the mercy of healing to those that seek you. Noah, heal. Thank you for stopping them. You did. I wouldn't have known what was happening without you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for saving her. Thank you for healing me. Not a problem. So, what's your name, Mr. Hero? My name is Belle Cronell. You're a cute one. My name is Seer. Seer, this isn't the time. Ryu held a hand out in front of Seer. Mamma Mia will get angry and these men need to be locked up. No fun, Seer pouted. I believe this is yours, Mr. Cronell. Thank you for your help. We will take things from here. Is she okay? I think she passed out. We will contact her familia in the morning. Ryu bowed her head. Please come back anytime, Mr. Cronell. Thank you, Miss Seer. Miss Ryu. Seer and Ryu walk Belle out of the bar. Seer notices a purple glow coming from the ground and picks up the small monster stone with a smile. Ryu, I like him very much. I want to see him again. I'm sure he will be back eventually. I will let Lady Rivera sleep in my bed and I will sleep on the floor. Good night, Ryu. Good night, Seer. 6 hours passed and the sun started rising of the horizon. So is this a Riveria Belle fic? It's a Belle Elf Harem fic. So it's gonna be Belle, Riveria, Aina, Alicia, I don't know who the fifth one was. Ryu, Aura, L'Oreal, Alicia will join afterwards, and then potentially this. Are you at Pose Masquerade, Gail? Listen. Perhaps you are a shapeshifter. Hey, listen, we're cooking here. Listen, the persona is coming through, man. Persona X Danmachi when? Persona 5 collab with Danmachi Battle Chronicle when? We need that end of service announcement soon, baby. Nah, it's very funny. Ryu instantly jumped to her feet and lowered herself into a bow. Are you feeling okay, Lady Riveria? Yes. Where am I? How did I get here? What happened to those men? Lady Riveria, you are safe. The attackers have been dealt with. You are currently sleeping in my room in the hostess of fertility. Please stop that. Please tell me what happened last night. Lady Riveria, I believe your goddess got you drunk. You were stumbling around an alleyway when you were cornered by the 3 men with a malicious intent. They did not touch you, Ryu blurted out. A boy with white hair and red eyes named Belle Cronell risked his life to save you. He carried you here and I dealt with their leader after I heard his battle. They are currently in the custody of Ganesha Familia. I'm sorry that boy touched you. He was in a hurry to get you away, worried about your condition. Is the boy okay? Yes, my lady. I healed his wounds. He got lucky that they didn't hurt him worse. He is able to deal with the other 2 scum that dare defile you, Lady Riveria. Wow. I'm sorry, but Mamma Mia will want to speak with you immediately. Please take the time to clean up and come downstairs when you are ready. Thank you for everything, Ryu. Your act of kindness has not gone unnoticed. I hope I can find some way to thank him. Damn useless goddess. You are lucky that elf and none of my waitresses got hurt. I'm sorry, really, Mia. Is everything alright? Yes. All the damage was done to a boy that protected her. Boy, where is this boy? How should I know, braver? I'm trying to run a business, not babysit your familia. Calm down, Mia. We will pay you for the trouble and we will even set up a party for a return trip. Fine, you bet. I love how Mia's like, alright, hey, you're giving me money, that's all good enough for me. Fine, you better spend a lot. I could smack the lot of you alongside the head until you are as dizzy as that high elf. Clomp, clomp. Thank you and your waitress for taking care of me, Mia. Don't worry, I'll smack the goddess for you. It was just a joke, Rivera. You wouldn't hurt your sweet goddess, would you? Harbinger of the end. Yeah, he's done. He's done. Loki's done. He's done. Game over. GG. GG. Game over. Rivera continued her chant after racing after the goddess that with anger that terrified every person in her path. God, adventure, and townsperson. She concurrently casts her tier 1 freezing magic while the Finn raced to save Loki. The white snow blows the wind before the twilight, closing light of the freezing land blizzard 3 with the 3 severe winters. My name is Alf. The gates to the Twilight Manor were thrown open by the guards on duty. They ran away as fast as they could. Loki was in the center of the courtyard when Rivera unleashed a spell. Wind Fimbulvelter. Rivera released her magic in a rage after her Loki. She poured extra mind into creating a frozen prison around the goddess in the middle of the courtyard, trapping her in every direction. Loki, do you have any idea what might have happened if that boy didn't save me in that state? I could have been defiled or killed. He almost died to save me. I'm sorry, Rivera. Please, I won't do it again. Rivera, you're okay. Eyes jumped her before she could. They held her down to prevent her from killing or maiming their goddess. Geez, Mama Elf is scary. Let's focus that rage into the dungeon, can we? We need to finish up preparations for the expeditions. We leave in 4 hours. Who was that boy, Rivera? His name was Belle Cronell, a level 1 with white hair with the red eyes. All I was told by the waitress at the hostess, wait, that rabbit boy that killed the goblin yesterday. Yes, the same kid that Bet scared away from our home yesterday. That wolf is lucky I don't shatter his bones. Bet was like, oh, the shit, man. Ah, shit, might. I'm gonna get clean up and take a nap. If Loki's not in that prison when I wake, I'll burn down. I'll burn down the manor. Loki's just vibing there. Very well, Rivera. Get some sleep. I'll try and look into this Belcranel after we get back and thank him personally. Good. After 4 hours, Gareth punched the ice prison apart and the Loki familiar left the Twilight Manor, leaving behind the goddess Loki and the guards protecting the manor. 2 weeks later, Loki Familia flies into floor 17, each looking exhausted and lacking morale. They were fortunate to not lose any adventures on the deep floors, but they had to cancel the expedition. While on floor 50, they encountered a new type of monster that spewed acid. Everything that touched the acid was destroyed. Supplies, rations, and weapons melted completely. The giant blue wall was already mending. The Goliath floor boss had been dealt with before they arrived. When Loki Familia entered the center of the room, dozens of cracking noises were coming from the walls. The walls exploded, releasing over 50 minotaurs. Oh, great, it's a monster dinner party in here. Raoul bellowed in fear of the monster outbreak. Belle has a fever and the only cure is more elf waifus. More elf waifus. Alright, they're all minotaurs. I scans the room uninterested in level 2 monsters. Deal with them quickly. So this is gonna go into that Belle one. Yeah. No, so we're gonna get Liaris freeze with Riveria, it seems. Then that means the Minotaur snarled, trying to intimidate her. Tiona smirked back at it before the Minotaur could react. Tiona broke its neck with her foot. Roar! A pitiful scream came from the swarm of Minotaurs. They were no match for the level 5 Amazons. Without a second thought, they all started running away from Loki's family. Wait, they're running away! Stop them before they kill any adventurers on the upper floors. Loki family executives chased the Minotaurs through 12 floors of the dungeon all the way to level 5. Floor 5, sorry. 2 Minotaurs split off in the left path and another Minotaur still holding its landform axe went right. Eyes Bet, get those 2 on the left and pinch the one on the right with me, Rivera commanded. Eyes and Bet pursued the 2 on the left as ordered. Rivera chased the one after the one on the right. So far, they had been lucky and no adventurers were killed by the Minotaurs that had been running away from the Loki Familia. She was almost relieved that it was coming to an end with the last ones in their grasp until a scream could be heard from the 5th floor. Please help me! A loud boom echoed through the caverns. Riveria first feared the worst to happen to the helpless level 1. Riveria may not be the fastest, but she used her level 6 speed to the extent she was able to in order to close the gap and kill the beast. She began chanting her low-tier ice spell to avoid collateral damage to the whole floor. Alright, I was running away from my life from the hulking beast behind me. Fear was gripping my heart as pure adrenaline was pushing me forward. I was being chased from across the 5th floor by a Minotaur. No other adventurers were willing or able to stop the Minotaur from killing me. They were all level 1s afraid to go near it. I was being chased into a dead end by the raging bull. I threw my backup dagger, but it shattered against the skin of the Minotaur. Swish, boom. The Minotaur swung a crudely shaped axe at my head. I tried to dodge and rolled, squeezed past on its offhand, but the bull unleashed a full-strength backhanded slice. The axe cleaved my back of the back of the top. The axe cleaved the top of my backpack as I ducked back into the dead end at the last moment. The axe shattered against the wall. The force of the blast launched me into the dead end wall once again. Alright, now Bull would not be interested in a Mino party now. Well, 50 elves broke through the dungeon walls. That's different. New anime title, Belle Who Hunts Elves. The adventure who hunts elves. There we go. Oh man, my back landed hard against the dungeon walls, fighting to stay conscious before the bull finished me off for good. The bull lowered its head, ready to charge. Win Fimble Welter. She aimed at the foot to slow its momentum and used her mind to mold the ice and to envelop the beast into a frozen cocoon. Unfortunately, the tiredness from the 2-week expedition and the chase through the 12 floors had weighed on her mind and body. All she could do was force the magic upwards into the wall and hope we would not be frozen to the death like the Minotaur. Please be okay. Alright, both of us stood still in shock. Okay. Unknown to all, one of the Minotaur horns snapped off and landed in my... Bro, my man is getting just easy fucking drops, basically. The magic stone, I mean, it's because of the luck skill, but yeah. The magic stone fell to the floor in front of my feet and somebody else's. Slowly, my gaze went upwards. Both of us stood still in silence and shock. My heart was beating like crazy as if I ran from a million Minotaurs. I didn't want to turn my head or blink. I wanted this moment to last an eternity. Witnessing before me was the beauty that could make a god jealous. A jade-haired elven woman stood in front of me. She had long, slender ears that pointed out from her shimmering green hair. She was slim and yet had a womanly physique obscured by a robe. My heart told me that even the gods couldn't rival with what was beneath. Those eyes. were as jade as her hair. They were soft and yet felt them piercing into my heart, making my body heat up all over. Riveria's mind was going in circles as she shut down at the adventure. Here was a white-haired, red-eyed level 1 adventure that matched the description of the one that saved her. She couldn't summon the strength to break the silence. My face was getting redder and redder as the awkward silence continued. The pressure was too much for my heart to take. I attempted to get up and run away. Riveria snapped out and said, "Stop, please, Belcranel." Hearing the soft voice of the beautiful elf mention my name distracted me from my mission. And yeah, oh, come on, man. I distracted me from my mission. I lost focus and my foot shifted at a bad angle on the Minotaur Magic Stone, lying on the cavern on the ground. My body's momentum propelled me forward and I rolled headfirst into the cavern wall. My vision went dark and I lost consciousness again. Riveria palmed her face. Riveria was stunned as to how he reacted to her. She was a bit flustered, picking up her body and propping up against the wall. She hovered her hand and above his head wound. Heavenly light, I beseech you, Lux, to mend the bodies of the broken. My name is Ulf, Luna Aldous. Riveria unleashed her medium tier healing spell, fixing his head wound. Bell needs his help, mommy. Yup. Riveria, both okay? Eyes had approached the two leaning against the cavern wall. Thank you, guys. We're doing fine. He just has a concussion. He should wake up soon. This expedition has taken a lot out of me as well. And it looks like the run should have been down here. Now he's covered in his own blood like a tomato. Bet cackled looking at the unconscious boy. Tiona was alerted by Belts laughing and arrived a few seconds later. Tiona, please escort Bet back to the expedition. Let Finn know we finished off all the escaped Minotaurs. I'm gonna have a chat and escort this young one to the guild hall. Alright, Riveria, come on, Bet, stop harassing people. Probably why you're still single. Damn. Shut the hell up, skank. Wow, damn. Are the other two Minotaurs dead, Riveria eyes? Yes, Riveria, no problems. Babo, 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 babo. Riveria looked around the cavern, hearing what sounded like a dream beating in the deep. She looked around for any cracks in case the monster was summoned from the wall. Eyes, what's that loud noise? Riveria and Eyes turned their heads to the boy that they thought was unconscious. My heart started racing as like I ran a marathon from the side before me once more. Two women with beauty only rivaled by the gods were surrounding me. One the jade-haired mothering elf sitting at my side, and the other a blonde elf, female my age, leaning over checking on us. Please calm down. I can practically hear your heart racing from here. Sorry. Don't apologize. Would you happen to be Belcranel? Yes, my name is Belcranel. How do you know my name, miss? Just call me Riveria. Eyes. Hi. His bashful behavior made Riveria at ease around him. As for your question, I was told by the waitresses at the Hostess of Fertility that you helped me save my life from a few men in the alley. I'm most grateful for your heroism. I didn't want to see you get hurt. I appreciate that more than anything. Those men were bent on doing horrible things to me. I'm willing to help in any way that I can to repay your bravery. You did just save my life from a Minotaur. This would be an awkward ship if she found out Bell is Alfia's nephew. That is true. That is true. Alright. I'm happy that it didn't get you, but the Minotaur was our fault. The Minotaur that chased you down was our fault. No, I shouldn't be down this far. My advisor is gonna be couldn't kill me from being down here already. No, Mr. Cornell, we scared them off by accident during our return trip. I should be apologizing to you. A dungeon lizard turned the corner about 20 feet away, but was instantly killed by a rock thrown through its eye by the blonde knight across from them. Nah, bro. The lizard must have just been like, sup. And then Eyes just chucks a rock at the lizard and like, oh shit, mate. I'm just trying this, man. Wow, that was amazing. My eyes bulged in shock seeing the monster be dealt with ease. The eye is a weak point to aim for it whenever you're down here. Just avoid the 8-foot-long tongue. I will keep that in mind. Thank you, Miss Eyes. Miss Riveria, yes, about the other night. I'm sorry for touching you. It was an emergency. Just glad that they didn't take advantage of my drunken state. I thought elves don't drink. No. It doesn't happen often, but elves do drink sometimes. However, I'm not used to it at all. I fell victim to a prank from my goddess. Most of the time she means well, but Loki gets carried away. You're from Loki Familia? Is that an issue? No, not at all. I wish that I would have been able to get into a Loki Familia, but I'm grateful for my goddess for accepting me. What familia did you join? Goddess Hestia found me and accepted me into her familia. Why does that sound familiar? Is Hestia familia a large familia? No, just me so far. Oh no, that's the goddess Loki has the problems with. Still, he's gonna get himself killed if it's just him, but still interacting with him will only cause problems with Loki. So floor 5 after 2 weeks by yourself is very impressive. Sure, you're not pushing yourself too hard. I was doing okay, but I'm more worried about Aina killing me for being down here. Aina till. Yes, I'm gonna have a difficult time explaining this to her. Interesting. It's been a few weeks since I've talked to Anna. She's the daughter of my best friend. I'd like to go see her as well. I can go at a later time. No, Bell. I mean, Mr. Cornell. I can talk to her for down for you. I was probably craving those Jagamaru snacks after the expedition. I think after raiding Jester, I wish it was still online easily. A weird ship I like is Artie Bell. Man literally called her beautiful. I mean, yeah, Artie Bell would have been a really good combination, in all honesty. That would have been a really sick one. Will your family be okay with you without you two being there? I'm not worried. They're in the middle floors now. Surprising that you would worry about someone else's familiar. Let's go to the guild, Mr. Cornell. Eyes. Okay. The three of us walked towards out of Babel towards the direction of the guild hall, which was a few miles away. I felt the jealous stares being surrounded by both women. Some laughed at the injured greenhorn until they got an evil stare from Riveria. Damn, did he pick up those girls in the dungeon? Cue credits. Roll the credits. Of course not. Looks like the rookie just got saved by Loki familiar, so the rookie is just an idiot then. Afternoon, Lady Riveria. Is the rest of Loki familiar done with their expedition already? They should be surfacing within the hour. A group of Minotaurs got away from us and one even managed to make it to floor 5. A freaking Minotaur? That is horrible. Calm down, Aina. We were able to deal with them, but one almost killed an adventurers. I wish to make it up to Mr. Cornell here. Bell? Why were you on floor 5? Sorry, Aina, I got bored on floor 5. I got bored by floor 4, so I went down to 5. There weren't any monsters until the Minotaur. Bell, what did I tell you? No to go on adventures. You are the only member of your family. I did not clear you for floor 5 yet. Why did you not leave immediately? I kinda got lost. Fine, I'll increase our study sessions until you know every nook and cranny of the dungeon down to floor 6. I still don't like the idea of you going down to floor 5 yet. Enough, Aina. The only way for adventures to grow is to go on an adventure. Help him learn unless you want to go back into the dungeon with him. As I was trying to, the thought of only brought a look of terror on Aina's face. As I was trying to say, as I wish to make it up to Mr. Cornell, help him cash in this Minotaur stone to avoid any trouble with the exchange. Miss Riveria, I did not kill the Minotaur. You did. Humble, thoughtful, and innocent, that can be taken advantage of by others. Think of it as a gift. I do not wish for anybody to include my savior to get hurt from our mistake. Thank you. You can have this one too, Gurgle. She's hungry. Okay, let's go to the Jagmar stand. Stop by sometime soon. Yes, Lady Riveria. Goodbye, Mr. Cornell. Goodbye. Bell, follow me to the exchange. Okay. Kid, there is no way that you got 2 Minotaur magic stones as a rookie. Rose, Lady Riveria, and Miss Eyes gifted the stones to Bell Cornell. Fine, I guess I can help you out, your boyfriend. Please cash them in for me. Alright, your other magic stones are about 5,000. The 2 Minotaur stones are about 20,000 valets each. So your total is 45,000 valets. Don't spend it all in one place like a date. The girls at the guild had been teasing Aina relentlessly over the amount of time she spent with Belle. Belle, get cleaned up in the showers. You still have blood on your hand, and I think that is a piece of frozen Minotaur on your head. Then meet me back in my training room. Yes, Aina. Miss Rose, can I pay off my starter equipment? Sure thing. Then your new earnings are 35,000 valets. I stuffed most of the valets into my bag and got to go clean up in the guild showers. Let's read this here. Well, I'm glad I was better late than never to this one. Yeah, I mean, yeah. You'll face the dragon's dogma. Okay, guys, that's a wrap. Roll credits, roll credits. Alright, bye, Leon, by the way. Take it easy. But yes, welcome to the stream, Victor. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hopefully you're doing well. Yeah, we thought I mean, of course, Null Void obviously sponsored the stream. So thought we'd do it, have a little bit of fun. Obviously, I know it's not probably the most exciting thing for a lot of people. But yeah. It is very, very nice. Alright, very, very nice. 1 second. Just give me 1 second. All right, let's take a look at this stuff 1 second as well. All right. Sorry, just give me 1 second. Sorry. I was just looking at something really quickly. But yes, welcome, guys. All right, let's read this and wrap it up. I think we're almost done with the story. Belle, tell me, how did you save Lady Riveria? Aina, I didn't really think I saved her. An elven waitress saved us in the alley behind the Hostess of Fertility. What were you doing in the alley? How could Lady Riveria need help from a level 1? Sorry. It's okay. I heard screams from the alley and noticed 3 men were trying to attack her. Apparently, she was drunk from a prank by her goddess. Damn it, Loki. Don't worry about it. Please continue. I managed to beat 2 of them, but the other was much stronger. I would have died if not for the elven waitress that came to our rescue. Oh, Belle. Sounds like she would have been in much more trouble if she didn't hold them off. Glad you both are alright, but please stop being so reckless. Sorry, Anna. Can you tell me more about Lady Riveria and Miss Eyes? Oh, have you fallen for them, have you? Oh, Belle. Strictly speaking, Belle, that might be impossible. One, Goddess Hestia and Loki are known to be at each other's throats. Loki also values both of them high above most of her other children. Ice Wallenstein is a level 5 with the Elias Sword Princess, and as for Lady Riveria, not only is she a level 6, but she's also a high-level elf and the heir to the throne of the Elf Forest. They're both close to leveling up, but that might take a year. Alright. Come with me, Belle. Belle, many women are drawn towards strength. Perhaps the stronger you can find the women of your dreams. Why don't you go back home and get rested up? I expect to see you tomorrow evening after you get out of the dungeon for training. I will. Goodbye, and you. Hey, goodbye, Aina. Thank you for everything. Love you. Oh my. Yep, that teasing is gonna continue. Alright. Alright. Oh, Belle, you're home already. Good. Evening, Goddess. I do like your cooking, Belle, but you're in trouble, mister. Huh? Why? Had to deal with a couple of annoying Loki familiar brats that were talking about you. What's up with that, Belle? Goddess, let's eat first and then I can tell you what happened while you're updating my status. Okay. She tells about what happened in the dungeon and that it was the same elf I had helped 2 weeks ago. She listened to my story and pricked herself with a knife and one of the small drop of blood fell to my backside. She started casually moving the numbers one on for each ability. Belle, just give up. Elves won't touch somebody that doesn't meet their standard. Both of them are insanely powerful and are probably constantly harassed by many suitors. They're bound to fancy somebody else by now. Do you really think so? Yep, listen, Belle. This is a crush. You'll get over it. You should move on and focus on a goal around you. Someone that might be closer to you than you think. And I'm not talking about your half-elf advisor that is constantly around you. Plus, Rivera something and the other two are still in Loki familiar. You couldn't marry either anyways. My heart felt pain as if the final blow was struck. You're cruel, Goddess. Yeah, I feel like this is a lot harsher than the normal Hestia. It's not a bad story. I just feel like some of the portrayals and characterizations are a little bit off. It's okay because it's a fanfic, but specifically Hestia, I'm not a big fan of at all. The way they're dealing with her, in my personal opinion. But yeah, you're a cruel goddess. I refuse to even give up without even trying. I think to myself as I get back up from the bed and pull my shirt back down. Here's your new status, Belle. All right, let's take a look at this. Of course, that skill is Liara's Freeze. Level 1, age 15, human. Strength 101 or to 108. Endurance went from 84 to 101. Dexterity went from 93 to 96. Agility went from 172 to 192. Zero magic luck. And then the skill is, of course, sorry, not Liara's Freeze. It's a different name. We'll take a look at it in a second. Sorry, Belle, that was an accident, just a slip of a finger. I'm still new to leading a familia. Oh, Goddess, do you think I'll ever get a magic? I will get magic. Even I don't know that, Belle. The only books you read are stories about heroes. Why don't you go to sleep and get well rested for the dungeon tomorrow? I hate this. He's changed because of her. This isn't fair and I won't allow it. Damn elves are going to take my precious Belle from me. Heart of Alfheim. Rapid growth. Continued desire results in continued growth. Stronger desire results in stronger growth. Allied elves and those of the spirit of blood can grow based on their mutual desire and distance to the heart. I cannot allow Belle to know about the skill at all. The gods will chase him to the ends of Gekai to get him, nor am I recruiting any elves. Alright, let's continue here, basically. Funnily enough, it's probably totally fine after the Xenos incident, considering Loki likes Belle now. Yeah, I think, honestly, Loki would be more than fine with it, especially after the events of Xenos, and also, I would say, like, Sword of Rotoria 12, in all honesty. With the help of the Hestia Familia coming in and how much Belle helped out in that situation, right? Alright, Riveria and Ice was standing at the entrance of the dungeon inside Babel Tower. Ice was still nibbling on her last Jagamaru potato snack. The noise at the dungeon entrance was getting a lot louder as the rest of the Loki familia filled out of the dungeon with the captain leading the way. Looks like Ice couldn't wait to get those potato snacks. Surprised you didn't come to check on us. Finn, you were on the middle floors. I didn't expect any problems. I'm not your mother. I even sent Bet and Tiona back down. You have been standing here the whole time. No, I had a few things I needed to clear up. What kind of things, Riveria? The last Minotaur cornered a boy on floor 5. Turns out he was the same exact boy that saved me over 2 weeks ago. We had a little talk, walked him to the guild, and gave him Minotaur magic stones for causing him so much trouble. Oh, that's so nice of you. Did he set up a date too? He was rather cute, Tiona teases. She's probably old enough to be his ancestor, Tiona spotted Finn. He's done. Seems like I should have sealed the dungeon with Ice so you can spend another night in there. Go ahead, Gareth was the last one out of the dungeons. I'm used to sleeping in tunnels. Bet you are, Riveria muttered. Let's all head back to the Twilight Manor. Riveria, I will notify Loki to set up a reservation at the hostess tomorrow night. Alright. Loki family marched throughout the seats of Arari to the location of the manor. They packed away all the salvageable supplies from the expedition. During the familiar dinner, Finn addressed the familiar. Even though their expedition was a failure, they have gotten many drop items and completed the Cadmus Spring water quest. They are not set a definite date to go on the next expedition. The executives were all given tasks. Tiona and Lafia were to sell some of the rarer drop items. Eyes and Tiona were needed to get repair on their weapons, while Gareth manages the rest of the family's drop items, and Monstra Crystal turned into the exchange. Bet was in charge of turning in the Cadmus Spring water quest. Finn also ordered a few days off from the dungeon to recuperate and make sure the familiar's weapons are sent into maintenance with the Hephaestus smiths. Very nice. Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine, but the thing is, the way it's been portrayed is very harsh, I feel. Hestia has been approaching Belle very harshly compared to, like, what it should be. Even if Hestia was very much similar in the sense of, like, obviously very apprehensive and protective in the anime, she was still more than willing to let Belle kind of spread his wings a little bit and also be very encouraging of him. It feels like sometimes, at least in the early parts of the fanfic, it felt like it was very harsh, to be honest, in my opinion. So yeah, that is my biggest concern. The whole time Riveria was zoning out thinking about Belcornell and the run-in with this overprotective goddess at the Jagamaru stand. All I did was ask about him and his progress and wanted to thank her. Why did she flip out? She's even more overprotective than Loki. Listen up, kiddos. I'll update the status of the first 10 people tonight between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. Get rested up and take it easy from the dungeon. Geez, talk about bad timing. Come in. What's up, mama? You think you're gonna level finally? I don't think so, Loki. Been feeling a little bit off after the expedition. She took off her robes and pressed her surprisingly perfect decuffs against the chair, exposing her back. Loki started to drool and reached over to grab Riveria's chest. Riveria caught her hand and twisted her arm painfully. Do not try that again or you'll be drinking through a straw. Damn. You always had those things under so many layers. Always surprises me when you whip him out. Damn, elven pride makes you reserved about your own body. Alright. So unlucky to get into Itty Bitty's familiar. That stinks. I might have invited him into our familiar. Loki, about that. Seems he was the boy Bet scared away from the manor 2 weeks ago. Damn it, Ben, now I'm upset. Hopefully he listens to Aina and doesn't get himself killed. She does have a decent amount of experience in the dungeon. How is she doing, Riveria? She seems to be holding up well being an advisor for the guild. She's very overprotective of her adventures, but it might be from being traumatized 3 years ago from the floor 10 incident. I wish she would have come back. She was so close to level 2. She would have been stronger than Lafia by now. I get it though. I lost 3 children that day, of course. So that means Aina in this story was a part of the Loki familia. I told her to visit us soon when I stopped by the guild. Great, I missed those curves of hers. God damn it. Loki, stop with the perverted behavior. Off drooling is all you'll be doing on Genkai. Fine. Okay, what is this? Let's see. Riveria lost elf. Level 6, age 99, race high elf. 243 to 246 strength, endurance gone from 277 to 280, dexterity 651 to 656, agility 609 to 665, magic 980 to 989. Mage E, treatment G, abnormal resistance G, spirit healing H to G, magic resistance H. Magic Vas Van Heim, attack magic Wind Fimble Welter, Real Lavatain, Vas Van Heim, via Schilheim, defense magic, Live Illugio, Will Breath, via Selheim, Van Alheim, healing magic, Phil Aldis, Luna Aldis, Van Alheim. Fairy Anthem of Regina. Wow, did something happen? How did you get such a big boost? You went up over 75 points and your spirit healing advanced ability went up to G. I have no idea, goddess. I told you everything that happened during our expedition. Weird. Ice had a smaller jump of 50 points. For once, Ice had a big smile on her face. Biggest single boost in 3 years for her. I still don't understand how both of you made a big jump, but keep it up. I didn't even do much different than normal. I don't think the new species is responsible. I only use magic to annihilate them. Well, it wouldn't hurt if you got your other basic abilities up in order to finally level. You 3 captains have been stuck at level 6 for almost 7 years now. That is, that's crazy how badly they've been stuck. Gareth is the closest with 2 level S stats. I will try Loki, but I'm always put in the magic group. I still don't understand how I made a jump. I need more evidence to come up with an answer. Anyways, rest up my beautiful mama elf. We got a party tomorrow night at the hostess of fertility. Good night, Loki. Good night, mama. Unless you want to cuddle up in my bed. No. Then go dream about your little rabbit boy. Why now, after 99 years of age, do I feel like this all because of a human boy? I need to push these thoughts out of my mind. I'm way too old for him, and every elf in the city would be out for his blood. Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. It's from the story, light novels, basically. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, Victor. No worries on that front. It's not a bad story, but holy shit, is it long. Not gonna lie, Loki. It's a good story. I think it's a bit long. I'm not gonna lie. I do think it's very long. I think the chapters should have been a bit more split up because it feels like I'm just powering through basically what is a very long story, right? So I feel like that is one thing. I feel like that could make a little bit of an improvement. I'm probably gonna stop there for today. Maybe we might do another one in the near future. But personally, good story, could be broken up into more chapters. I think the characterization is a little off in the wrong ways, I feel like, because the thing is, right, to help you as well with that, Victor, no, I'm still going to be streaming, don't worry. We're going to switch to Don Crow for a little bit for now, but we're not going to bed. No, it's not, it's too early. Hang on a second. Yeah, listen, y'all jumping the gun a little bit too much there. But I do think that there's a blend of, there needs to be it needs to be a little, I don't know. I think I get that the author has a, and Hestia bias as well, anti-Hestia bias, I should say, and also whatever else. But I feel like there's a way to handle it better while also not entirely focusing on that as well. Use Eye Princess as a moniker for eyes. I wish Dragon's Dogma didn't force you to pick a moniker for parental restriction players. Wait, what were you gonna name it? What were you gonna name your eyes character anyways? What were you gonna name it? But yeah, not a bad story. Thank you so much to Null Void for the suggestion, of course. It was truly appreciated. But yeah, I think that I might continue reading it in my spare time or something, but definitely not bad at all. Also, remember, guys, today is the last day for Battle Arena as well, so keep that in mind. I think that right now we'll probably focus on just doing some of the usual shenanigans, getting my runs in. We'll do some Battle Arena. We'll do Battle Arena. We'll do this as well. What's it called? Raid as well. So if anybody wants to join in for raids, feel free to do so, of course, right? I still have to use my passes today, which I haven't, so I'm a little bit late on that, unfortunately, but it's okay. And yeah, feel free to do so. Loki would totally support his original harem dream he had from Grandpappy, for sure. I mean, listen, if there's anything similar about Zeus and... Wow, that was easy. What did I go on normal? I think I might have done it on normal. That's on my bad. That's the days I got mixed up. Battle Arena with Familiar Event. Ah, yeah, I did normal by mistake. Whoopsie. That's my bad. That's okay. Or ironically, while looking at the list, I found Jormungandr as a moniker, but I'm not making Tione. Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. But yeah, Battle Arena is ending today. Familiar Event is in 7 days. It's next week. We still have a long time for the Familiar Event. I hate how it sets to normal. I've watched that several times. Yeah, it's kind of annoying in all honesty, but it's fine. It's okay. It's not the end of the world, thankfully. Alright. Bam, bam. Alright. Let's keep rocking and rolling. But yes, if anybody else wants me to do other stuff as well, I'd love to do more viewer request stuff, right? So if anybody else has another thing that they want me to do, they want me to maybe play through Danmachi Infinite Combat entirely. I've not still played through the game, by the way. So if anybody wants me to do that as well, feel free to, you can easily put in a slight donation to, incentivize me a little bit more. I've said it. $50, then I'll do the entire playthrough of that game on stream. I'll definitely most certainly do it as well. One thing I want to probably also do, and I'm considering doing in the future as well, is I don't know the copyright laws and restrictions behind it being in a member only thing, but I'm also thinking of maybe putting my reactions, like Danmachi episode reactions, starting from episode 1 and onwards, like proper reactions, maybe putting in the opacity. Gail just wants the money. Of course. Hey, listen, there has to be some incentive to me doing it, bro. At the end of the day, listen, a stream like this, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed reading the light novel, the fan fiction, but like, not everybody's interested in it, and it definitely hurt the stream numbers in that sense, technically. So it's obviously going to be hit or miss for people. But that being said, there's always going to be a little bit of an incentive, of course, right? Always going to be a little bit of an incentive. All right, let's go to... Where was I going to go now? Wait. I completely forgot where I was going to go. Let me just use up my stamina, actually, really quickly first. And then we'll do raids, I think. We'll do raids next. Because I haven't done my raids this today. So I may as well do some raid shenanigans quickly as well. Let's just do this quickly. There we go. Alright, sweet. Alright, beautiful stuff. Alright, there we go. And hey, I'm not gonna lie. There's some things that will make it a lot easier for you to get me to do certain things. AKA, it'll be cheaper for you to get me to do certain things. Whereas other things, not so much. Like, Infinite Combat, I've been holding off from playing for so long because I just don't want to play that game, man. I don't want to play it. I know as a Danmachi fan, I have to play it out of obligation. But, man, I don't want to play it, bro. I really don't want to play it, man. I feel like I'm gonna get depressed out of it. One second. All right. There we go. Sorry. Let me just do this. Sorry, I was just replying to somebody. My bad. All right, codes in the chat if anybody wants to join in. Those of you guys who are around to do some shenanigans for raids, feel free to do so. Let's do this. Let us cook. By the way, what I'm doing is starting a new playthrough on Xbox, making Loki and doing a trickster playthrough, going bum rush through unlock through the class with Iceman as my main pawn, sword only fighter. Got it. Gonna be really fun running around as Loki, buffing eyes and tricking enemies with illusions. As soon as I saw Trickster was a class back in the older trailer, I knew I would do this. Fair enough. Nice. That is really nice. Alright, I'm gonna leave it open for a little bit in case people do join in. But yeah, I'm just gonna put it in the announcement section. We are doing some Dancro now if people want to join in. There we go. I've just put it in the Discord that we're live with Dancro now, of course, as well. But yeah. There we go. Jack Bear Cub is in. Alright, let's cook. I hope I did it on... I'm pretty sure I did very hard. I'm pretty sure I clicked on very hard. Alright, but yeah, I'm gonna set up some challenges and stuff that I need to set up for my for the 12-hour stream, right? Because if it's gonna be like the last 12-hour stream, you guys already know every... I think it was... What did I put it as? I think I put it as every $5 or $10. Memberships count as $5, basically. For every membership you gift or every... $10 you donate for something or the other, it'll be a shot of vodka. If we do and then there will be like certain challenges throughout, so maybe like for $50 I'll do some summons, I'll do probably at $100 do some other challenge, stuff like that. I'll definitely be doing something along those lines, so don't worry on that front. We'll be definitely cooking up something. Be on the lookout for that. The birthday stream will be again filled with a lot of challenges like we had like we had during the Christmas stream. So be on the lookout for that. Alright, let's just do this. Finish him off. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. I'm back. What did I miss? Nothing. We finished off chapter 1 of that fanfic. Really not bad, not a bad fanfic, like I said. I definitely want to read more of it. My game crashed. I mean, hey, it's okay. We got the job done. We got it done. We got her done. Still, we still got her done, which is good enough. I love Dancro, man. Never change. Never change from your buggy mess. No, please do change, by the way. Please do change. We cannot afford another 6-7 months of this shit. We cannot afford it. We cannot afford it. Alright. All right. I plan to play. Feel free to join. Feel free to join. I'm putting the code in the chat. Sorry, I was just looking at something. Sorry, I'm looking at... so basically, one guy made a tweet saying that, you know, the Tournament of Power in Dragon Ball Super was slow, which is true. And I said that, you know, out of 60 episodes or so, 10 episodes were hype. The rest was like filler-ish, basically, if not unnecessary. And then somebody just commented saying, blood, there was only like 30 episodes. But it's like, no, this Universal Survival Saga started at like episode 670 something and ended episode 131. So I was just looking at if there was a response to that basically or not. But yeah, there's no way. Some people, it's always very funny to me that people, you know, say shit without speaking or without researching. It is very frustrating, very frustrating. All right, let's see. There we go. We got a whole lobby. We got the full lobby and squad. We got the full squad here. 2 Ises, 2 bells. Equal distribution. All right, let's see. All right. Let it load in, let it load in. All right. Something's wrong. I can't find your ID when I search it. Is the region lock still on? Nope. Panda and Co are both NA players, so definitely not. Most assuredly, that's not the case. I know that there's something wrong with Asia to EU, but like from what I know, or from Asia from Asia to NA or EU, but you should be able to find me from NA to EU. Yeah, but because if there was the 4th spot was filled, then you couldn't find the room. There you go. Yeah. That's probably what happened because somebody in the 4 people joined immediately, right? Panda, Null Void, and Tiger Shark joined. So I think that might have been it. You'll probably have to be a little bit quicker than that, mate, if you want to join. All right, let's see. Let's keep going. Maybe you might be able to join the next one. We'll do one more. No, not on normal though. Not on normal. No. I saw that. I hate it, man. Why does it... I hate that it defaults to the first difficulty. Because of... The way it does it is because of the new thing. It always defaults to the normal difficulty because it's like, oh, you haven't done it. Please go ahead and do it, kind of. No. I don't wanna. You can't make me. You cannot make me. I should probably clear it when I don't have any tickets so that it doesn't pop up again, but yeah, it's fine. All right, let's see. Put that in the next survey. Please don't default us to that, please. Yeah, for sure. I think that would be massive if they do that. I mean, we'll have to... I want to wait until the next survey and see what changes they make. I think the way they're at least going about doing the surveys and changes is nice because every time the changes happen, they then give us another survey to then see like, okay, what is our next changes that we would like to see, right? Because, of course, you know, we wanted the changes to the characters like, you know, buffing, support, and speed units. We wanted to see changes to the auto system, which we did. Admittingly, we did see changes to the auto system, not perfect changes, but we did see changes to the auto system. And then we also saw some other changes as well, accordingly as well, you know, along the way as well, which helped out massively. But they then, only then after, once they've introduced everything, they were like, okay, here's the next survey. Tell us what we want. So I don't see us getting the next survey until probably before the 1st anniversary, which is going to be something that I will say, by the way, as well, is that with that survey, don't expect a response to that survey until after the anniversary. Don't expect them to start acting on it until after the anniversary. A lot of people will think that, oh, you know, they'll do it during the anniversary itself or something like that. No. That's not how it works. It takes time to implement change. and it takes time for them to introduce change because everything is already scheduled and pre-planned from way before. So keep that in mind going into the anniversary when we do get the next survey, of course, as well, just like how we did in previous seasons as well. So just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. Let me up, let me up. Na 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 na. All right. Let's see now. Alright, we should be able to kill this, especially because Null Void is running Asfi. We should be getting that debuff as well, which will actually give us a little bit more damage as well. Hopefully. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more damage. Alright, do this. Do this, there we go. Come on, finish it off, finish off. Ah. He recovered his HP. No. Finish him off. Oh, come on. So close yet so far. I mean, we'll kill him, but like... that should have been a KO immediately. Frame 1. Frame 1, that should have been a KO. Alright, battle clear. Beautiful stuff. 200 points and another Goliath robe. Another Goliath robe, which is beautiful. Alright, beautiful stuff. Alright, we're good to go. Continuing on our journey, I suppose. I think what I'm going to focus on is Battle Arena right now because I want to just get that sorted out and done and dusted with. Specifically getting the 5 matches done. I think I'm going to use up all my passes for the season because I don't really... I'm not too worried about not being able to... I'm not worried about starting the next season off with 0, to be quite honest. It's just the main thing I want to do is just try and see if I can get into the top 100, maybe if possible. Something along those lines would be great. But yeah, it's okay. 2 tickets next week as well. That'll be nice. I wonder when are we going to get our rewards for the scene card contest and stuff. I do wonder. We were supposed to give them the information by tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Tomorrow night. So I wonder if we'll get it on Monday or something. Try to join. You'll have too much finger practice. Yeah, that's how it is. Alright, let's do this. Nah, I don't really care about next season, honestly. I just wanted to get to Hero once, which is more than fine. Now that I'm in Hero, it's whatever, to be honest. It doesn't make a big difference as well. Legend to Hero, the only difference is like 100 to 200 Selas at most. I'm not gonna get to first place or top 10. Because top 10 uses up like a lot of, you know, currency. 5,200 to like 3,400 points. No chance. No chance at all. So, to be honest, I don't really care. I just want to basically get into the top 100 if possible. If not, that's also fine. 600 Selas is more than fine. But yeah, I'm not too fussy. I'm not too fussy. Let's just quickly do this as well. Let me just use up my tickets a little bit as well. Alright, let's do this. Yeah, I'm around 100. I'm saving arena tickets now. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I don't mind not using the bonuses right now because I already have enough of the... I've already bought out the exchange shop. So that's not really a problem, to be honest. I'm not too fussy about it, to be honest. I'm not too fussy about it. Alright. Let's do this. Complete battles 9,000 times. We gotta get to the 10,000 mark at some point. Come on now. Alright, there we go. Go for it. Beautiful stuff. Let's see now. I want to see if we can get in and get a good, easy matchup. I was gonna go into this and then I saw eyes and eyes. The Doppler eyes. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. We ball. We ballin'. Let me cook. Let my Bell cook. Let my Artemis cook. Watch me just die frame one. I'm ready. I'm ready. Kill me now. Oh no, we're fine. Okay, good. Was a little bit concerned there, but we win. We win these. Bro, every time I see an eyes, it's just like scare. Scare tactics. Literally a scare tactic. Easy scare tactic. Is it gonna have count to you? Is it not gonna have count to you? Especially with the fact that they've given out like, they gave out like 4 free limit breaks. Bruh, it's like shit, man. Everybody's almost gotta have this one, man. Artemis is also kind of scary, but I feel like Eyes is just that scary character because her ult just launches at such a high speed. Like her normal attack speed, her basic attack speed is low, but her skill speed is insane. Skill and special move speed. So she always goes first, which is really frustrating. And it just basically annoys the hell out of me, basically in this. But yeah. Alright, let's see. Update. Give me an easy opponent. Yeah! 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 An easy opponent it is. It's an easy opponent. Easy opponent. Alright, let's cook. Also, I should probably move my head cam and everything over now. Let's go back to the normal setup. The OG setup. Let me move over chatbot as well. There we go. Nice. I think that should be okay. Yeah, perfect. Perfectly aligned. Alright, let's see. Is there an easy opponent? Yeah, we can take on Rookie. I have faith in this squad. In before Aisha just absolutely decimates with her ult. Please don't. Beast Gamers, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Solo Eyes and Solo Artemis. Solo Eyes, Solo Artemis, Solo Bell. You're done. You're done. Yeah, we're fine here. This team ain't doing shit. This team ain't doing shit. Even technically, Solo Otaro can be a bit of a menace, but he's not too bad. It just depends on how he's built, really. It just depends on his build in terms of his skills and stuff. How's it going? It's going well, man. It's going well. Vibes, relaxing, enjoying my day. How about yourself, man? How are you doing? How are you doing? Alright, beautiful stuff. Level 35. Good stuff. Good stuff. Alright, let me just quickly... Let's do one round of practice. I haven't done practice, so I may as well, of course. You know, just to ease myself back in, of course. Try and see if I can get a 10k run on frame 1. The thing is, if I can prove that I can get 10ks consistently now, it'll help me out massively when the time comes for the event ranking, familiar ranking event, so that I can pretty much get things rolling, basically. Also, I'll probably check with Shiki tomorrow or something and ask them if they are planning to actually, you know, log in for the familiar event or not. If they don't plan on doing it, then we'll probably look for another familiar member in that slot. I know Wyatt should be able to log in just fine. He said he will. There's no problem on that front. But yeah, we'll check with I'll check with Shiki when I get the opportunity in the Discord. Do this. There we go. I'm good. What's this game you're playing? I'm playing Danmachi Battle Chronicle. It's a Danmachi gacha game that just released a few months back. It's not a perfect gacha game. It's got some flaws, but it's quite fun if you are a Danmachi fan. If you're a Danmachi fan, it's pretty fun. It's a good casual game is what I would say, more so than anything else. It's not a bad casual game. Alright, there we go. But I would also advise, if you have not played gacha games before, just be quite careful on gacha games being quite predatory is the best way to put it. It's honestly the best way to put it. There we go. Do this as well. Come on, give me goblins. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Beautiful. We're killing them fast in this one. We're killing them fast. Is it available for Android? Yes, it is. It is available for Android. I would just be wary that it is a little bit buggy. Unfortunately, it is a little bit buggy. They're working on fixes for the Android version and also the iOS version. But for the most part, as long as you have a modern day phone, you should be in an okay spot. You should be in an okay spot, is what I would say. There we go. Very nice. Woo! Doing well here. Doing well. Do this. There we go. Do this. Come on. It's weird that in Battle Arena, it only gives an opponent that is in the top 100 for you. I mean, if you're in the top 100, it'll try and match you up to the top 100 players, of course, right? It makes sense. That's good. I will check it out later. Yeah, go for it. I would recommend also, if you have a PC or a laptop, try playing it on that device maybe, because it's honestly also it's much smoother on PC in all honesty. I would say it's much smoother on PC. You'll probably find yourself enjoying PC a lot more personally. I will say that. One second. Let me read this once again. What if, question for you, Gil, what if Tsubaki Colbrand had Welf's innate talent? She'd certainly use her due to her beliefs of using every advantage you have. Oh yeah, absolutely. I think Hephaestus would have been probably by far away the strongest Familia, and honestly, she'd probably be also very likely to get hunted by a lot of Familiars to be their personal sort of like hook, effectively, if you get what I mean. Like, no, I meant the wrong one. I meant the wrong one. Shit. I meant to use Ryu's ability, but I misclicked. Do this. I misclicked. No. Don't let me down, game. Don't let me down. Okay, I got the 10k. I got the 10k. I am confident in my abilities now to get 10k consistently. If I can do a 10k raid run one with some blunders, is good. Is good. Where am I from? I'm from the UK. Well, I'm currently based in the UK. My origins lie, well, in a lot of countries technically. I was born in Dubai. My parents are Indian. I currently live in the UK. I'm multicultural, baby. That's what I say. I'm multicultural. But my nationality is Indian, if you want to know specifically the details there. Which I'm okay with. I'm saying, I mean, that doesn't matter too much, to be honest, but yes. Hey, Jolly Rogers with an easy W of a fight. Let's go. I'm in top 500 and I haven't seen an opponent that is not in the top 100. That's quite interesting. I thought that he would have in the top 500. I would assume you'd face more people in the top 500, but not specifically top 100. I wonder if it's like how Danmimo is in a way, where if you get past a certain point, you'll start facing people quite a bit higher than you just to challenge you in a way. Because like sometimes when I, when I'm in King in Danmimo, even if I'm in King 1 or King 1, which is the highest rank before the Jester barrier, I tend to still face people in Jester even if I'm in King, So I wonder if it's just that it's their way of like testing you if you can break through into the top 100 basically, even though, most people tend to run basically that style of team effectively. Yeah, but I ask because you look Indian. I mean, yeah. I'm probably, I'm brown. At most, I'm probably going to be either Indian, Pakistani, Middle Eastern, probably, or something along those lines. I think there's only one type of person I can probably be, or a background with that type of background with my skin color. So yes, of course. Yeah, fair enough. I'm pretty sure it would be something along those lines at the end of the day. All right. Let me just quickly do this quickly as well. There we go. Just making sure everything is okay as well. Alright. Sweet. Let's keep going. One second. Who do you think will be the next event unit, UR wind unit, event you and UR unit if you're going by order? I hope it's a new character. I just want a new character, man. I'd rather they keep focusing on making new characters. I mean, they did a good job with giving us, these three. I think it's fantastic that they gave us these characters, Anya, Lunor, and Chloe. I'd like for us to get Naza, Ahmed, stuff like that instead, if possible. Next as well, Shakti as well would be fantastic if possible. But yeah, have I played solo leveling yet? No, I've heard about it. A lot of people have asked me if I'm going to be playing it. I'm not playing it because the publishing company behind it, I'm not a big fan of. Netmarble are known to be very bad, and I've played their games as well, and I don't like the way they do their games, to be quite honest. So I'm probably going to be avoiding the solo leveling game, even though I'm a big fan of the series. I've read through the entire manhwa. I've not watched the anime fully yet, but I am planning on watching it very soon. I'm waiting till, well, the weekend is now here for me, of course, so I'm gonna watch it tomorrow most likely. But I'm just not a fan of Netmarble, and also in terms of just gacha games wise, I'd rather not play solo leveling soon, in all honesty. I'd rather wait for Persona's gacha game. I'm waiting for the Arknights gacha game. And I'm also waiting for the Azure Premilia gacha game as well. So I'm waiting for some other gacha games that I've got more interest in. But also just generally as well, I'm kind of like trying to wean myself off of playing a lot of other gacha games as well. Just so that I can, avoid falling into the gacha trap once again of playing too many gacha games and not having enough time for other things in my life, such as touching grass. So, yeah. Alright, let's do this. There we go. I probably should have used Ryu's skill there, to be honest, but it's fine. I'm going to use Chigusa here to help me out and get a KO here. There we go. There we go. Alright, do this. And then do this. There we go. Steam buns? What about steam buns? Wait, did I miss something? Actually, speaking of the new event, by the way, I forgot to say this. There is a good chance that the new event, I mean, it would be very interesting, but I doubt it's gonna happen. But technically, the new event was supposed to release this upcoming week. I do wonder if they still have plans for something this week in terms of dropping something new this week. If they do, that might be very surprising and interesting at the same time. I would be very fascinated to see if they drop something, in all honesty. Oh, that was so bad. I'd be very fascinated to see if they drop a new event this week, because if there is going to be the new event this week, that means two events are going to be going alongside each other simultaneously. And it could also mean that the new unit might be able to be quite a good option for this event potentially as well. Maybe. Who knows? Doubt it, but there's a good chance. Oh. Alright, there we go. Do this. Alright, no. You're not running away, buddy. Big dog, you ain't running from me for shit. Okay, maybe you are. The Minotaur is. The Minotaur is for sure. He ain't running. He is running away from me, unfortunately. Alright, but also, by the way, guys, if you guys are enjoying the stream, leave a like. It truly helps out the channel, of course, as well. I would really appreciate it if you guys could help out in that sense as well. It doesn't require you to do much. Just click one button and you're good to go. Alright, do this. There we go. Hit multiple times. Get the charge up quickly. There we go. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh, Shaggy. That should have been a KO, man. That should have been a frame 1 KO. I messed up there big time. Alright, you have a good one. Take it easy, Beast Gamers. Have a good one. Also, I will say this, by the way. No offense to you or anybody else. I swear we get so many... we're getting a lot of, like, Indian viewers now on the channel. But it's like 4 a.m. in the morning for y'all. Or 5 a.m. or something in the morning for y'all. What are y'all doing this early in the morning, bruh? What the hell are y'all doing in this early in the morning? Bro, if it was me, I'd be sleeping the fuck in, bro. On a weekend, especially on a Sunday? 100%. Unless you're not from India, which is also possible. That's also very possible. For me, that would be getting up on work. Luckily, not on a Sunday. Same, bro. That's why I'm streaming so late, and I'm willing to go for a little bit longer than we normally do. I'm just vibing right now. Gale's stream is more important than sleep. I know, right? Once you've watched my streams, that you don't want to come back from them. No, that just sounds a little bit odd, actually. Never mind. There we go. Uh-oh. That wasn't my intention, but whatever. I just woke up and thought to watch you. I mean, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's 5 a.m. here right now. Yeah, I thought as much. And I thought it was super, like, early in the morning. I was like, my guy, what is... It's, like, super early in the morning. Why are you up this early in the morning and watching me, out of all things? I appreciate it massively. Don't get me wrong. I'm very, very honored for that, I suppose. But, yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. But, yeah, I know, it's just... very fascinating to me because you're not the only one. There's a couple of other people as well. Like on my Honkai Star Genshin channel, my second channel, of course, Gale Plays Games. At Gale Plays Games, it's at just Gale on the channel. There were a couple of other Indians as well who just came in and were like, "Oh, I'm Indian as well." Like, and I'm like, "What, brother? Huh? What time do y'all call this?" I stream at like 3 a.m. in the morning for y'all. What are y'all doing this early up in the morning? Do this, I guess. It's a bit framey, my game right now. I need to probably shut it down and restart it. That'll probably clear it up. No. We're getting all of them. I should have used Hestigusa. Nah, this is bad. This is bad. I'm gonna restart my game quickly. I'm gonna restart my game quickly, and then we'll do 1 or 2 more runs. I don't want to do it too much, but yeah, because I might do another stream tomorrow. I might do 2 streams in one day tomorrow, both on this second channel and this channel as well, because I'm gonna be a little bit more free tomorrow. I came because you look Indian, and I thought you were wondering why I'm streaming this early. Yeah, no, it's because I'm in the UK, so it's like, well, it's 12:30 for me, so midnight. It's midnight for me. But yeah, it's not that late for me, unfortunately, or that early, I suppose, for me. And it's a Sunday tomorrow, so I can sleep in tomorrow, thankfully. I don't have much to do tomorrow morning. I do not have much to do tomorrow morning. All right, let's keep rolling. Let's keep rolling along and checking out the shenanigans. All right, this should hopefully now make the game play a little smoother. And I want to just do 1 or 2 more runs to see if I can get a little bit more shenanigans done there. All right, let's do this. Have you ever visited India? No, I've lived in India for a while. Don't worry. No. I've lived in India for a while. I lived in Mumbai for a long time. For for like 7 years. So I did. This is a bit of a backstory for everybody. I've said it in multiple streams as well on Twitch and here as well. But I lived in Dubai for like 8 years of my life, 8-9 years. When I was born there, brought up there. Then I moved to India for another 8 to 9 years, basically, until I was 17, 18, basically. So about, 9 years there, basically, 7-9 years there. And then I moved to Malaysia for a year, and then I moved to the UK for now what is up to 6 years, basically, nearing 6 years. So I've been all over the country, all over the world. Well, I say all over the world. The only countries the only continent I've not visited is Africa and what's it called? Africa and North America and South America, actually. But and of course, what's it called? Shenanigans. Yeah, Shenanigans, the continent, Australia. So, well, that's a third of the continents, 2/3 of the continents I've not visited. But still, I've visited like both Europe and Asia heavily. I've been to Hong Kong, Malaysia, and so on and so forth as well. But no, I've lived in Mumbai for pretty much a quarter of my life, you could say, right? A third of my life. Yes, third of my life. Because a third of my life Dubai, a third of my life India, third of my life outside of those places, basically, is the best way to put it. So yeah, there you go. That's a little bit of a backstory for those of you guys who were interested. Maybe some of you guys were interested. Some of you guys might not have been, but there you go. Just a little bit of a backstory. There we go. Should be able to KO here. There we go. Go here. Get him. Okay, maybe not get him. I tried getting him. It wasn't good enough. Alright, Windows, fuck off. I don't want to update my PC at all. Well, no, I will update it, but not now. Not right now. Snooze. Fucking annoying little piece of shit. Alright. I love the way you explain everything to clear doubts. No, I'm very prone to doing that. I did do engineering, so I have to be kind of clear in my shit. I have to be very technical and clear. That's something that's been ingrained in me doing 5 years of engineering, man. It's not been fun. It wasn't fun, but it has helped in some ways, you know. I will say it's helped in definitely developing my speech a little bit. Although I will say streaming generally has helped with that, to be honest. I wouldn't necessarily put it all down to engineering. I ain't giving engineering that much credit in my life, to be honest. Fucking ruined most of my life, pretty much. I'm not gonna lie. Go over here. There we go. Alright, do this. That should get him all gone and dusted. There we go. Oh, fuck. I was wondering who survived. I was like, there doesn't seem to be anybody around. What's happening here? Get all of them there. There we go. Alright, that should be good to go. I was kind of hoping I'd kill those guys as well, but that's fine. Alright, do this. Drop this on their heads. I'm not going to kill all of them, but I'm going to kill the majority that I needed to. There we go. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. Alright, I'm gonna go for Belt's special move here. That was really lucky, I'm not gonna lie. I'm very lucky there. Drop this, actually, yeah, no, perfect. Woo! That was really good, well timed. Getting the spawns in over there was huge. Yeah, I stream daily, or I try to stream daily. There are some days that I might miss, but not always. But I don't stream on this channel always. It's every other channel, every other day on this channel, and the other channel is every other day as well. So I have two channels. This one and my other channel is focused on Genshin and Honkai Star Rail, as well as just generally other games I like to play, other gacha games and stuff that I like to play. So the other channel is just called Gale. If you put an exclamation mark second channel in the chat right now. Second channel being in the actual words. You'll see my second channel's like link and stuff. It'll take you to there. And that's where I stream on every other day basically as well. So I've got 2 channels there where I do some where I do streams basically. Yes. All right, let me just see if I can get scores here. There we go. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I thought I could have I thought I was able to get him in that range, but no, I guess not. Didn't mean to do that. I thought I was on Tione, I'm not gonna lie. For some reason I thought I was on Tione. Get him, get him, get him, get him, get him. I needed to get the goblin. That was the bigger threat to me. Get him, there we go. Come on. I have to go for this. Woo! Nah, not the right, not the best score I could have gotten. 9,800. Very annoying. I'll join your stream whenever I get the chance. No worries, mate. Appreciate you for obviously making an attempt at least. You know, that's always appreciated. That's always appreciated. And anyways, you subscribed. If you've left a like, that's more than enough for me always. Honestly, it's always more than enough for me. All right. And hey, you've got the videos to look forward to as well, of course. You've got a lot of videos to look forward to as well. Man, Persona music always hits, man. I kind of want to bring back just having background music in all my streams, but sometimes it's kind of annoying because I know there's some, well, at least with Dancro there's not a chance, but like with other games, you know, it's always good to have like no background music because some games have really good music and stuff, right? But listen, Persona music, Xenoblade music, they always hit, bro. They're elite to another level. All right, you take care, man. You take care. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm gonna just do this so that I can basically do that and then do this. I'm gonna do this so that I can maybe get the goblins on time here. No, I didn't. There we go. There we go. Beautiful timing. This should KO them. That was so bad. That was so bad. I just aimed horribly there. I could have easily gotten all of them in one hit, but like, fucking hell, man. My aim in this game, in this event ranking has been pretty shocking, I'm not gonna lie. No cap, it's been terrible. It's genuinely been shocking and atrocious. Like, I know my aiming has already been like normally not as good as other people, but like this is on another level, it feels like sometimes, man. Because my aiming should not be this bad, but fucking hell. How did you all survive? Did they just get like body blocked by the goblins? No. The event ranking has not started. The event ranking has not started. This is just practice again. I'm just practicing still. Don't worry, don't worry. You got time, you got time. It's starting next week. It's starting on the 21st. No, don't worry, don't worry. It would have been very funny to troll you though by saying it did start. I would have been like, bro, what do you mean you didn't start it? Oh my god. What are you doing? You should be what are you doing? What have you done? What have you done here? Come on, there we go. Let's see here. I'm gonna just do this so that I can charge up my normal skill a little bit there. Would have ruined my life. Hey man, it is what it is, as they say. It is what it is. We do a little bit of trolling here. We can do a little bit of trolling here, maybe. Come on, there we go. Alright. No, buddy. Get him. We'll take it. I want 2 more draws to get 1 more guaranteed waitress. Oh yeah, you've got more than enough time. No worries then. The banners are still live till the 24th, so surely you've got 2 more draws in you. Or do you mean 2 more multis? 2 singles or 2 multis, you mean? Because there's a very big difference between that, actually. There's a difference between 300 Selas. Okay, yeah. Okay, there's a big difference there then. I mean, it depends on what they drop this week, honestly. I have a feeling that there might be something this week. Because, again, I don't know if they delay everything. But I don't know. I don't know. We're not getting Uncharted until the next event drops, at least until the end of this event, unfortunately. So there's no 3000 Selas there. But I do wonder if there's a good chance we could get something this week. I do wonder imagine if they drop level 80 this week. Ooh. If they drop level 80 this week, we might have to be on our toes, especially when it comes to certain units in not only the battle arena and all that jazz, but also in like event ranking. We'll have to be like, okay, who do we level up? What is the best units to work on for this upcoming event ranking and stuff like that? And oh, it's gonna be a mare. It is gonna be a bit of a mare. I mean, Annabelle is probably the best option, but outside of that, who else do you level up? I think you want to run probably another DPS unit in that case. A lot of people are running Belle, Haruhime, and Tione, or Belle, Water Belle apparently, and Tione. I think you'll want to level up somebody else to have here, basically, to just go up. Otarl is probably your next best bet, I think. Yeah, for sure. I think Annabelle, Artemis, Otarl, Christmas Eyes are the ones you should level up 100%. I think clear picks are the first 3 that I mentioned. Christmas Eyes and Waterbell are probably the next best options. Underrated, low-key, really underrated, but really solid option. Water Lafia as well, if you have her. Honestly, with her skills and everything, I think she's also a good consideration you could have as well as an option to level 80. But I think not as much as the other ones I mentioned as well. Who else would I say? Bikini Loki gonna get to 80. Hey, listen, I respect it. I wouldn't necessarily say Haruhime is necessary to get to level 80. She doesn't need it as much as some of the other units, right? Assist-wise, best assist. Get your best assists up. I think Hestia, yes. Both Hestias, yes. Chigusa, Loki, Lily, Loki, Summer, Loki, I would say more so. Belle, Valentine's Belle, Finn, Hephaestus, not bad options. A5 level 80 showcase. Hey, listen, if I have the currency to do it after we do the main ones, sure. I don't mind doing it because we'll inevitably get the rewards as well. Can you view featured units, the ones you don't have, Gale? Like, are any of those possible? Let me go field guide. 1 second. Field guide will allow me to watch. Valentine's Room might be a good option if you don't have Artemis and you have her maybe as an alternative for a DPS purple unit, right? So yeah, I think Valentine's Room is also not a bad option. Out of the 3 Hostess of Fertility units, Chloe's not bad. Again, it's between Chloe or Tiona you'll want to level up, basically. Lenore, I don't think is worth it if you have Earth Bell, honestly. Anya, definitely not worth it if you have Christmas Eyes. If you don't have Christmas Eyes, then yeah, Anya is worth level 80ing because you'll need her for Uncharted Battlefield and stuff, right? Assist-wise, yeah, Daphne and Halloween Sierra are probably your only other bets, to be honest, in terms of leveling up to max, I would say. Depends on mats needed. Yeah, same. That's gonna be my thought process. It depends on mats needed, which I'm quite curious to see exactly what the mats will be required. I'm really hoping that they do add a daily quest 7. Then if they're gonna be doing level 80, a daily quest 7 has to happen with all-encompassing Falna to make the drain of all-encompassing Falna less, but also along with all of that, the income of mystical Fauna has to go up as well accordingly, because I assume it's going to be mystical Fauna and all-encompassing primarily required. Maybe some other material, new material, maybe, but surely it's those, right? I'm in an okay spot though. Well, I will say when it comes to my mystical and all-encompassing, I'm ready-ish, I think. 7422. I'll pick up mine from the I'll pick up mine from the raid as well. Want to give the monsters a taste of what Dio and Ganesha felt sick drop kicks and vicious kicking sprees. I mean, listen, yeah, we do. I wouldn't mind them doing a Hestia and Loki adventure in the future. Again, they can easily do it like how they did in Danmimo, basically. Just let us comment or get fragments with with the scene cards or something. Yeah, that would be nice as well. That would be nice. I mean, I'll get more here. Basically, that'll be some more added on, but yeah. Oh, yeah, by the way, before the next event resets or Battle Arena resets tomorrow, make sure you guys pick up all the stuff you want from the Battle Arena shop. Make sure you guys do that. Do I have any Battle Pass things? No, I want to get that last one. I don't know what I want to get next, in all honesty. Because I'm going to get one now, which will go into the Night of Familiar Pride. And then 2, I don't know where to go with them. I don't know where to go with them because I'm thinking of giving it to one of the scene cards, but I'm not sure. I might just save them up for now and then wait until later on and see where it goes. Because I don't like the scene card. The scene card is meh, in my opinion. I'm not a big fan of this one. This scene card is really meh. Low special move damage increase. Only a 30% cooldown reduction at start of the fight. Man, I'm not a big fan of this one. Both of these are very poor to me personally. Also, we need an adventure array. I feel like the Xenoses will come inevitably, but I don't think they'll come until after the first anniversary, I feel, personally, low-key. Just my thought process, my 2 cents. I don't think they'll come until after the first anniversary. I'd like them to come, but I don't think it'll be until the first anniversary, I feel. But yeah, anyways, I think I'm going to wrap it up here now. I'll just let this one Battle Arena go for it. We are in the middle of Season 3 content. We are, but I mean, we haven't gotten Hyakintos. We got Haruhime and Gale burning my bread now. I know, right? I'm really burning my bread really badly right now. I really want to hear the reload version, to be honest, but yes. Well, I hope that everyone that was here for Gale reading the fanfiction enjoy it. It was the only safer work Danmachi fanfiction I knew of, and that's why I recommended it to Gale. No, I really liked it. The only thing I didn't enjoy was the Hestia part, but overall, I like the approach. Nice thought process is there, well executed for the most part. I think it's good. It's not bad. I might read a little bit more of it again. In the future, we might do it again. We'll see. But yeah. Is Reload good? I've heard good things about the game. I haven't picked it up yet personally. I just want to hear the Burn My Dread Reload version though. But yeah. Oh no, I played the PSP one. I didn't play Fez originally. I played the PSP one. I really enjoyed it. For me right now, I haven't played P5 completely yet. That's still ongoing. I have to continue my run there. I think tomorrow I'm actually going to be able to start my games up finally. Bro, the last 2-3 weeks have been hell on earth for me personally in terms of just trying to get stuff done. I'm doing housework, I'm paying bills consistently, I have to deal with certain shenanigans. It's been pain IRL. I've tried not to bring it up on stream that much and, you know, portray it. But last couple of weeks have been super bad for me over the weekends. Hopefully this weekend, fingers crossed, knock on wood, Sunday and Monday, I can actually relax. For the love of God, I beg to the Lord. I need a weekend off of not doing shit, man. I just need a weekend off of no responsibilities and just relaxation, please. I beg. I just need it desperately. But yeah, as I was saying, I've heard very good things about Reload. I really want to play it as well. I know a lot of people are annoyed that you have to pay an extra $30 effectively for the answer, which I get it, and I know it's frustrating, but yeah, I don't mind it because I know the answer is going to give me a decent amount of game time, and I'm not going to pick it up until much later, so I'm probably going to pick it up all on discount effectively at some point, because obviously P5R is taking priority right now, as well as Tactics and Scramble when the time comes. But yeah, it's $30 for the answer DLC, which is really frustrating. Oh, by the way, just to let y'all know, if you are on iOS, the first ever Game Boy Advanced emulator is now available on the App Store. Following the Apple shenanigans and stuff, right? If you are on iOS, yeah, you gotta pay extra for PES content and no FEMC. I mean, FEMC, I understand the problems. I think it's mainly Sega's responsibility for that. I mean, even the Answer DLC price, I feel like is mainly Sega because they're notorious for this. But I get the development time and everything for FEMC, especially in the modern era with how gaming is difficult. Absolutely. And you have to redo all the voice lines, all the social links. It's basically making a second game for one game. It's frustrating, I know, but like I get the processes and the difficulty behind it. It's not easy, right? It's not easy at all. And they would have probably taken way more time for it. But yeah, it definitely does hurt for sure that we don't have FEMC in Persona for sure. It definitely does hurt. I definitely do get it, especially what is supposed to be the definitive Persona game or Persona 3 game, right? I get it. I absolutely get it. But yeah, anyways, we can talk about that more on the second channel as well, of course, right? Tomorrow, we will be back then as well. But yes, hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream as always. Like Nullvoid said, hopefully everybody enjoyed the Danmachi Fanfiction reading stream. Maybe we can do more of it in the future, and maybe I can do a review on it at some point. But yeah, anyways, appreciate all of you for stopping by as always. Thank you guys so much for watching the live stream. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.